Yep, we're live. All right. All right. Welcome everyone. This is episode 686 of the Black Brain Trust, the Sapio-Males Guide to the Galaxy. We're going to talk about apathy, right? We're going to talk about apathy, man, because um, I don't know, man. I was hearing some real interesting shit uh, uh, over the last few days, right? Um, you know, I heard just I don't know. There seems to be this sort of apathetic view of of just like our state as black men, right? If you look down in the description of the video or this live stream here, you'll see. Oh wait, let me do this. Sound and music good. Yes. Everything sounds good, man. Hit 502. It may be a little loud here. Let me just take it down a little bit in my ears. I just want to make sure the sound's good, man. All right. Cool. All right, bet. I see a 502 there. All right. So, no, the when I'm this over the past few days, man. I've been hearing some really strange shit, and it seems as though as there's no um there's no impetus to get a move on anything, right? Um because of somebody else, right? This is kind of what I'm getting at. The net of what I'm hearing out here is that basically until your female counterpart somehow gets her shit together, you as a black man can't do nothing. Yeah, you can't do anything because somebody else won't get their act together. Uh, let's do this. Apathy, lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. So here's how I take it, right? You don't have any interest in your own well-being, right? You don't have any interest in your own well-being, and because of this, um, you know, any problems that you encounter in life, any the state that you find yourself in, and all that, you're gonna find a convenient excuse. You're gonna find somebody to point that finger at. And I think that as men, um, as we get older, we should be pointing the finger less and less and less and less and less, right, at other people and pointing it right at ourselves. Older we get, the more we learn, right? More wisdom, more knowledge we obtain, the less and less and less and less you should be pointing the finger at somebody else. Okay? And the reason why I'm relating this to some of the manosphere's goings ons over the past few days is because this is all I hear is a bunch of finger pointing. Right? They go, what's this space for? Right? Well, men, we can get together and have conversations and blah, 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 blah. And then what's it all for? What's it all for? Right? There's zero lack, zero interest, zero concern of one's own well-being, I guess, because I guess the answer is to sit and just fucking talk about shit all the goddamn time. Right? Come through with something that's going to, put some money in your pocket, change your situation, change your way of thinking, change your way of being. You come through with something like that and you toss it out there, man. And motherfuckers want to fight you tooth and nail. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Can't do that. Not gonna work. Why? Because every fucking thing out there is gonna stop you. Everything. Every goddamn boogeyman. That motherfucker around the tree over there, he's gonna stop you. That ubiquitous white man. You know, that black woman laying in the bed next to you, the Chinaman, right? Everybody's gonna stop you. Lonzo, what it do, man? I'm gonna drop it in a second, bro. I'm gonna drop the link in a sec. I need you up here for this one if you can make it. Cause yeah, man, this is the last day of 2021. It's 2022 in a few hours. For some of y'all, it's gonna be 2022 in a few minutes, right? What is this? What is 2022 gonna be about for you? Huh? Let's talk about it. Cause see, I'm telling you right now, over here, Lonzo will tell you, a few other brothers will tell you. You know, we was powwowing on the phone, you know, today. Let me tell you something, man. Like, it's go time. It's go time. 2022 is go time, right? What y'all gotta understand is 85% of these niggas in this manosphere space, man, are apathetic as fuck. They're apathetic as fuck. That's all these conversations are about out here, dude. Mired in their own goddamn apathy. Go read the description, the definition again. It's real short, very sweet. Lack of interest or concern. You know, and in this case, it's for your own well-being. Because if it was of a concern, if it was of interest, you wouldn't be sitting over here pointing the finger at somebody else, talking about, well, you're not right. You're not acting right. Okay. That's what it is. What I'm interested to see is if we get to this time next year, and let's see what progress is made. I'm just saying, man. Like I said, dude, we going into 2020. Niggas is getting exposed. That's what I'm saying. Now I'm just calling you apathetic. Now team apathetic sphere. There we go. Apathetic sphere. Hashtag that bitch. Like I'm for real, man. Like, I'm so fucking for real. Like this shit is dead. If you still talk, I swear to God, dude, I'm putting this out here, man. If you still talking about black women in 2022, man, apathetic sphere. Like, what the fuck? It's 2022. Okay. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. It's a lot of shit going on out here in the world, man. A lot of rejockeying, repositioning, a lot of transitioning, a reset. And other people are your concern. You have no concern or no interest for your own self-being. Like, straight up. Let me check something real quick. I hit Rael. Okay, all right, he hit me back. He said give him a few. All right, bet. Because yeah, we're collabing on this one too. He's tied up at the minute. He said give him a few. So no, man. Because yeah. I'm hearing I'm hearing all kind of greasy shit about Mike V. Talking down on Ados brothers and all this. And that shit is just so out the frame, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm just like, damn, like y'all just scraping the bottom. Whatever you can come up with, man, just to feel better about your shitty state. He's from Barbados. He doesn't like ADOS. Fuck out of here. And he comes through and says, "Listen, man, you gotta, you have to have a bit of indifference with this political thing. You got to leverage what party's gonna get the moves made. You know, get the legislation right for you to get the moves made." Y'all want to fight? We say get papered up, get in a tag game. Y'all want to blow it off? It's like, goddamn, no matter what the fuck y'all we go out here, it's just like, no, we got to talk about these women. How long is this gonna go? How long is this gonna go? I'm curious. That's why I was, you know, I'm calling it out, man. These dudes is apathetic as fuck. And like I said, man, it's about a lack of concern and interest for their own well-being. That's why everybody else is a goddamn problem. Hold on 1 second here. Make sure my playlist is straight. But you know, this is, and I'm kind of soloing it right now until Rael pulls up. Because there were some things we both wanted to touch on, so I want to wait till he pulls up so he and I can get into it. Because this largely had a lot to do with what we're laying the groundwork for 2022. Like I said, it's go time. Right, it's go time, and it's about to be a clear separation. You about to really see a separation between 3.0 and 2.0. Real shit. As if there wasn't one already. You really about to see one. Hold up. Okay, Alonzo, you there? Hold up, man. Let me drop this. Let me check the comments here. I'm kind of snapping off a little bit. Let's see who we got in the house. We got Shango Zulu. What's going on, bro? Peace. Happy New Year's. Lonzo, Ado, Bronze, Faber, American Negro, Salute Gentlemen, Dave Tao. 2022 is Afrofuturist all day, every day. That's right. That's right. Like, I'm just saying, man. We don't just talk this Afrofuturist, technocratic positioning because it sounds cool. Shango Zulu, we were fed up 3.5 going on 4 years ago when we started this. That's why we started this channel. This channel will be 4 years old in 2022. Okay, we didn't get to over 700 videos overnight, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we have to touch on what it is that people are fed up about, and it's the fucking apathy, right? And all of the conversations that exist in this manosphere. And this is just as an observer who peeps shit in the clouds oftentimes while I'm working on stuff, right? Like I'll see like women in the chats who are productively trying to add to the conversation, right? And then it's just like, bad woman, bad woman. And it's just like, dude, that wasn't even warranted. Right? So that's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of shit that kind of points to something else that really ain't conducive to growth. And I keep seeing it repeat year after year after year after year. And I'm like, damn, y'all getting nowhere fast. what I'm saying? Y'all get nowhere fast with that shit. like, for real, for real. Dave Tao.
Hello, you hear me?
Yo, peace, brother. Welcome, man.
Peace. This is my first live, first time live on the Black Brain Trust. I've been following you guys almost about a good I say 3.5, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys and you gentlemen, thank you for the inspiration, the ideals, the concepts,
Absolutely.
the foresight. And you know, I'm a big proponent of the channel, and I always try to advertise it to like up and coming like young brothers or men in general. And I think I believe, and this is a fair factual, that the future is Afrofuturism.
Oh yeah.
Technology, spirituality in the sense of Afro from an Afrocentric place, IT, space,
all of it,
geopolitics, economics,
all of it,
all those things you guys
it's
talk
all
about.
it's all kind of like dude, this singular tech venue, YouTube, right? Literally this one platform brings all that shit together. Like this one channel kind of fuses it all, right? So it is a bit of a synthesis of all of these things. That's why we felt like all of the subject matters that we touch on, they're all important. Right, it's all important for the future. Like all of them are important. It's not just one thing. It's not like just relationships, right? Like that's not just it, dude. There's all this other shit.
I'm more definitely it's bigger than what everybody think it is. Like I said, when I got hip to the channel, and like I said, the geopolitics will really inspire me because I was drawing the BGS channel, and you guys just went on in with it. I'm like, man, this stuff is amazing. I'm like, let me start researching this stuff. Start looking at a couple of these books, and I started watching like Vice News, Al Jazeera, BBC News, Boomerang. All of a sudden, Bloomberg, to say, and you start noticing all these different patterns of when it comes to finance, economics.
Boom.
Like wait a minute.
You stay on it. You stay on it. You start recognizing the patterns.
Yes, and
right. You start recognizing the patterns, man.
3 years in, I'm like, wait a minute. So because they were talking about queer theory, transgender issues in India as well as Ghana and Africa, and you can see what BJ's talk about. The whole feminist policy is changing the direction of different countries and ideology.
Yeah,
it's amazing, man.
Yeah, I mean, and it's sort of like you have to have the ability to take the 30,000 foot view, 20,000 foot view, 10,000 foot view, 1,000 foot view, and then the ground floor view, right? You have to be able to like pick things apart at various levels, right? That's where it's like you have to be a pragmatic, objective thinker, and you largely have to take your feelings out of shit.
Right.
You have to literally, like I'm saying, like analyze, dude. That's why, like when you said, dude, you start to see patterns. Okay, see, that's what I mean. Your feelings are out of it at that point, right? At that point, your feelings are out of it, and it's your intellect that's starting to pick up on themes, right? You start picking up on themes, causes and effects,
right?
Okay, so and this is what we're talking about. You get to a point where the revolutions of the sun and the moon into from days to weeks to months to years, and the events that take place during all these various cycles, when you start to see the overlaps and overlays and it makes sense to you, right? That way you can start to then hedge and make moves based on said events, right? So now that's how you can kind of understand the fundamentals of things like stock swings and market swings and all that kind of shit, right? You can predict things like predictive measures, holiday buying season and Q1 and summer travel this season, and then back to school this and then this and then that, and then and you can always see where economic activity is going to grow up, right? It's going to go up because there's a certain time where there's going to be this, and it's going to dip because of this, and you start to pick these things up. And when it's talked about, it's not fuzzy logic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fuzzy logic. It's stuff that makes sense to you now.
Yes, it's on the ground, and even just to pick it back off what you just said, um, you start noticing that about someone having I guess like somebody having staging a coup in somewhere in Myanmar or Taiwan or whatever, and it kind of affects their market, their stocks, and it
Yeah.
affects your economy as well, your stock market. You
Mm-hmm.
start to see your currency and your value being devalued, and you start noticing, wait a minute, okay, I
Yeah.
see where it's coming from. Then the beautiful thing about it, you go into the geography part. This is where it start getting very technical. Now you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at different cities, you're looking at different roads, different geographical regions, the deserts, grasslands, ocean, like what territory are they sovereign nation? That's a nation that's sovereign, city, not city state, but still sovereign nation, and they, it's just a lot to unpack and uncover, and you start understanding where about alliances, armed forces, not I mean armed race. You start understand what I mean by international law. There's a lot of work, genetic diversity or habitat diversity, and that goes into the anthropology piece right there. Now we're talking about biology and how certain people thrive in certain ecosystems and why they thrive in. So what are the ethno groups and what kind of resources they do have and they do use, and you start getting into, okay, this company mine in this region of the world, because a lot of people don't understand how important the Congo is in Africa. It's one of the most, I think, it got the biggest resource on the planet, and people don't even understand that. But it's a very
Yeah.
poor state.
No, it is. No. We've talked about that at length.
Right.
Yeah, we've talked about that at length, man. Make no mistake. I'm trying to find. Let me see. Let me find this graphic that we did here. I think it's in this folder. Let me see if it's in here. I did a graphic here that kind of breaks down. It breaks down, sort of like how, from a resource standpoint, how things are going to kind of be split up here, globally speaking. So let me find that doc. I know I have it in here somewhere. Let me find it. But while I'm looking for it, because we did this doc is probably about 3 years old when we made. It's basically how we sort of broke down our approach to, the various continents and what's going to be on tap in terms of business opportunities and things of that sort. Maybe it's right here on my desktop. Let me see. But it's worth revisiting.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, a lot of you guys stuff.
Yep, here it is. Hold on. Wait, let me see here. Wait. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys see that? Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. So this is from 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
Right. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is a roadmap, right, for where we ultimately, after doing a lot of modeling, startups in various sectors, right, that we all have a hand in, and we're running like our own stuff, and partners. I'm partnering, one of the cats, Anti-Gravity 74. That's been my road dog since like 2016 when we linked up in the management. We've been business partners for 5 years, right? He's one of the founding members of the Brain Trust.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even really see him around no more because he listens in the clouds and stuff, but we just be grinding. That's why the Brain Trust live streams kind of don't happen as regular as they used to. But this is the breakdown, right? So you have your global initiatives, you split them up. You have your international ones and your domestic ones. These deal with everything that pertains to a lot of the domestic politics conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this stuff over here deals with the geopolitics gives you the skinny and the scoop on what's cracking in these places right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then when we cover the tech and when we cover who's creating what and what's cracking where, this is where you get into what is popping out of each sector and what you either want to tap out of there or bring to there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what this whole thing was created for. So once again, when I talk about the apathetic state of 85% of the brothers in the manosphere, I fucking mean it, because this is what we're supposed to be on right here. And here's the thing: if you're gonna hang your hat on getting relationships uh back working, or whatever the hell the objective is, right, with people who have free will to live their lives how they choose,
Mm-hmm.
that's a fruitless endeavor in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's way more important things, way bigger fish to fry.
No, yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's way bigger fish than fried. Like I said, you can see that. Like I said, even the demographic shifts in different countries. You can see how the population is actually changing, and this is the time for black men to get in good position, because now the world had no choice to allow us to thrive. They have no choice now.
Well, it's not even about where. See, here's the thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another one of those things that I want to kind of like eliminate
Mm-hmm.
in terms of our thinking, like how we think about things, right? It's not we need to get out of our minds, man, that
Mm-hmm.
there's something out there really trying to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like, see, the reality is that obstacles always exist.
Right.
Okay, now depending on how you're positioned and how you're leveraged, those obstacles may not be as big for some as it may be for others, right? But an obstacle is just it's meant to be conquered. Okay, at the end of the day, that's what that's what an obstacle, it's meant to be conquered,
Mm-hmm.
right? So one of the ways to go about that is having a firm knowledge base and being creative, being a
Mm-hmm.
savvy thinker,
Mm-hmm.
right? Innovating, right? Coming up with new ways to solve old problems,
Right.
right? When the regular ass conversation. See, Einstein. Einstein said, he said, you can't solve a problem using the same level of intelligence that created it.
Right. The same thing over
It's
again, insanity.
it's fucking impossible. Okay,
Right.
you see, so you have to think above the problem.
Right.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, some of this shit it's if you defer to common sense at all times, dude, you'll always win. And that's really where I'm trying to get. I'm trying to, like, just zero sum game this bitch, and just try to get brothers to be on some, like, Occam's razor type shit. The simplest explanation, the simplest solution, right? The most efficient method is the
Right.
best way to go about it. Fuck the dumb. Fuck the
Point A to
circular
point B.
conversations, trying to dissect this and define this, and well, your definition of this is this versus this definition of it. Man, get the fuck out of here with all that, man. I'm for real, bro. Like,
Right. I
yeah.
think Rael said something about people, some guys becoming YouTube scholars or some stuff about they're gonna say the black community.
hmm No, I
Oh
mean, I'm
man.
serious. It's just literally just like, it's just armchair shit. It's
Mhm.
armchair shit. No movement, no action, like
Right.
no nothing. Like Shango Zulu, you said, I mean, about, wait, hold on. He said, there's already division, people getting fed up. He said, I mean, about the solution for black men. That's never talked and never get talked about, is what I mean. Man, no, dude. We've been talking about it for going on 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing about it is that and I'm out here saying it, dude. Like motherfuckers want to act like the brain trust has never existed this whole time, right?
Man,
And then
man,
when we do
I love the brain
come up,
trust.
when we do come up, guess what happens, right? Everybody want to start aiming arrows at dudes like Mike V's back. Go peep the last two. You know, and no disrespect to Art New Style, but go peep his last two live streams. Go
Oh,
peep
wow.
the one from last night. Go peep the one from Tuesday. Right? Go peep what they said about the brain trust.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, go peep that shit. No, but it's nothing new. That's why I'm doing this.
I
I'm
didn't know
like, nah,
anything
you know
about
what?
it.
Y'all motherfuckers just apathetic. That's y'all problem.
Like I mainly watch BGS and the Black Brain Trust like channel. Like the only channel I really watch.
Yeah.
Often as I can when I'm not working, but when I'm not actually researching and like I said, doing my geopolitical
Yeah.
analysis and looking at, things move. But
Yeah.
I think what you guys doing in the space is, is very powerful. Like I said, excuse me, I didn't mean as a concept as in like I mean what I'm saying is that black men, the word is your oyster, you just had to go and get it. That's what I mean by that. Like, there's nothing stopping us. I agree exactly what you just said.
No, it's nothing, dude. Like I'm saying, when you do it, when you do it for a living, when you do it on a daily basis, like when you do it, like, see, that's what I mean. I do the shit. I do it. So the shit that I hear doesn't match with what I encounter on a daily basis. That's my problem. Because see, I'm sitting over here like y'all full of shit. That's not true. That's not true. I could tell you like what my what a lot of the things I gotta face, the challenges I gotta face, ain't don't have nothing to do with the fuck y'all talking about. Right?
And I think another thing about what you guys are doing as well. You guys are pretty much introducing to the space to be a well-rounded man, a renaissance man. That's the concept that I've been always noticing about this channel, from like technology to learn how to learn about your Second Amendment, politics, economics. Is you getting you more of a well-rounded man.
Dude, cars, watches, everything.
Exactly. Cars and watches.
Everything.
Even your sexual your sapiosexualism.
Even that shit. No, that's what I'm saying. Everything.
No, my favorite episode is the muse. So it's very conceptual because I'm an artist as well. So I've been drawing since I was 3 years old. So I study painting, printmaking, sculpture, photography. So it's I do. Trust me, I'm on it. I get it.
Yeah.
I love it. So
yeah, man. So I mean that's what we on, dude. And see, so if you on some, and shout outs to Renaissance Man, another day oneer. But if you want some Renaissance Man type shit, then you gotta legit be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey Topaz, Happy New Year, sweetheart. Welcome. But that's what I mean. It's like that's really what this is about, dude. That's why we push this shit so hard, because it's like, yo, there's something else that we can be, right? And it don't have to be a group of dudes like so fucking consumed with women, right? Like that's legit what we're pushing and what we're on, man. Like that they're not your issue like that. They really aren't. Like I said, man, look, people can be an issue in your life if you let them. Okay? If you let them, they can be an issue in your life. See, because like niggas is real quick to try to square up, right, and check another nigga and be like, yo, I don't fuck with that cat. Right?
Right.
Okay, so you keep that same energy with chicks that deal with you like or treat you funny style, but do it like a gentleman.
Definitely.
Pam no mind, Pam no time. Shit.
But like I said, I don't really have a problem with women like that. But I really don't. My main focus is not women; is just focusing on being a business version myself. And like I said, getting the tech certifications. But I definitely agree with you on that aspect as well, man. Like you said a lot. Like that's a mouthful.
Man, I got a shout out. Hold up, real quick. I got a shout out Damiette. I don't know if you listening. He be popping in every so often, but he's another day oneer, been rolling with us since day one. Cat I kind of mentored a little bit over the years, man. Like he hit me like 2 weeks ago, man. We just chopping it up. We was on the phone. He's blowing some herb, I'm blowing some herb. And he's just like, yo, landed this tech gig, bro. I'm at 75K. I'm like, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice. That was
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. I remember like he was, you know, like young cat, man, you know, working jobs, really trying to like find his way. And he was just with brothers like us and, you know, just listening to what we doing, messing with us on the business tip and all that, man. He hit me a couple weeks ago, man. We chopped it up for like 20. And, you know, he just like, yo, man, you know, I got this gig, man. Yo. You know, and he told me the number and I was like, yo, you know, and he's in his like, you know, he's in his 20s. So he's a young brother in his 20s, seeing close to 6 already. And I'm like, yo, now you know how I felt when I was in my 20s, bro. And I said, look, now here's what you got to do. You got to learn from cats like me. Like, look, avoid the pitfalls so that, you know, you don't go through like losing shit. Right, because you didn't have the guidance for somebody that kind of would shepherd you through. Like, okay, now you here. Here's how you secure that. Here's how you maintain that. Here's how you grow that. Mm-hmm. Like, I kind of really didn't have that, man. I kind of just went out into the world, dude, and did it and took my lumps. You know? There's nothing wrong with doing that if you built for that type of shit. But like, I'm the type of dude.
I definitely agree. It took me a while to really like get to where I need to be and really understand, like, okay, what I'm trying to work for, what I'm trying to do, and where I'm heading in. Because I took my bumps and bruises as well, man.
But what I don't want to do is I don't want the young cats to do it. I want them to avoid them, right? Mm-hmm. And so this is what I mean, man. This is where Shango was talking about, like the split, the difference, right? You got a lot of dudes that want to like basically it's almost as if they scaring them out of life, mm-hmm. Right? It's like they tell them every goddamn thing, and this is why you can't do this and 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 do this, and it's just like, holy shit, good God. I mean, it's like you'll never think that you could ever go out here and do anything in the world because you got a bunch of apathetic motherfuckers telling you how the world's gonna stop you from doing it. Meanwhile, you got dudes doing it saying, no, ain't nobody gonna tell you to stop you, but the motherfuckers that's literally sitting there telling you that the world's gonna stop you. They're the ones it's them. They're the ones that are convincing you of this bullshit.
Basically a self-defeating attitude.
Yeah. That's why we push what we push. Fuck the dumb shit. That's why I'm like, dude, I'm gonna sit back. We did the megalomaniac joint last week, mm-hmm. Right? Going into 2022, like I said, I'm really curious. Where's this shit gonna go? More women, all 2022, they were your fucking problem also. Mm-hmm. Were they your problem for all of 2022 as well? And going into 2023, they're gonna be your problem, and you have nary the goddamn pathway to a solution to none of this, other than to have more hangouts and live streams talking about how they're the fucking problem. Mm-hmm. You apathetic motherfuckers.
Man.
Shango, peace.
What's up, Shango?
Peace, how you doing?
Welcome, brother. How you doing?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
I'm all right. Let me clear this misconception. They don't want a solution at all.
No,
even BGS said himself.
That's known, man. Yeah.
Are you done? Like, that's why they keep talking in circles. BGS kept saying so. So what is the solution? None of them can say anything.
Well, no, I mean, here's the thing, man. It's when it comes to that whole thing, right? What you have to do is you have to create them, right? Mm-hmm. See,
wait, hold on. Before you continue that thought real quick, I want to respond to the other guy. BJ's not supposed to come up with a solution. That's not his job,
right?
Like, he can provide a space.
Say that again.
I'm saying that it's not BJ's job to come up with a solution. It was his job just to hold a space to let it get it all out already. He said that's supposed to be done dead in 2016.
Well, listen, man. Like, yeah. Here's the problem. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, it's like I said, 2022 is gonna be an interesting year, right? Because, like I said, it's go time. Like, that's a mentality. That's a mentality, bro. Like, listen.
2022 is the year to move forward. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. No, what's always a year to move forward, right? But because of what's coming online in 2022, from a tech standpoint, there's a multitude of things that are going to kind of be taking shape here, okay? And so what I'm saying is that because we start the throttle is going to the foot's going to get pushed on the throttle here a little bit more in terms of this tech speed up, this tech rollout, things of that sort, right?
Oh yeah.
So what I'm talking about is how quick things accelerate, right? In terms of technological implementation. Okay, see, so the pace of implementation and the rapid pace of it, it continues to speed up, right? So the more you don't move with it, and the faster it speeds up over time, the more you get left
behind. Yeah, you're gonna be left behind.
Yes. Okay. So these are common sense concepts that we're talking here. This isn't pie in the sky shit. That's why when I hear like, oh, well, there's a prediction. Well, this is going to happen in 2026 and this and this and that. Listen,
no, it's already happening now.
Thank you. So, that's why it's just like, what? Excuse me?
They just want to circle jerk the whole conversation. That's all.
Well, no, it's not. It's not really about our conversation. Like, we've been having a conversation.
No. I know what you mean. I'm talking about in general the black manosphere outside of your conversation. That's what I mean.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Our well, this is the reason why we went and did sort of like a different sphere, right? And we gave it a manifesto, so there's no confusion, right? The issue is that it's spoken as if there aren't things that have been proposed that would actually solve problems. This is, and when there's a blatant like lack of recognition of that, when good and goddamn well that there's some shit on the table, okay, what does that tell me? You ain't about shit. You really ain't about that action.
Yeah, so I said they don't want a solution.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's the thing: they ain't gonna do shit. It's not as if they don't want it. They claim to want it, right? Don't they keep complaining about the quote unquote problem, which is somebody else? So apparently, there's a problem that they acknowledge that keeps talked about. Yap. Over.
Yeah,
and
but they
over
don't do nothing
right?
about it.
But goddamn right, Shonda. Hey. Oh yeah. You know what? Actually, like, finished out the last day of the year, getting a pretty sizable deal done today. So
congratulations.
Thank you, man. This one took some months, and we literally had to like get it done 2 days. So, for me, this is. And it was a pretty big one. That's why 2022 I only see more of this going forward, and that's where I want to see us. I want to see us doing things that result in a gain, right?
Hey,
that enables us to go out, get it again, get a bigger gain, go out, get it again, get a bigger gain, and then get to a point where we have sustainability with that type of activity, right? And you can't do that with an apathetic mindset, man. You really can't. You can't. You really can't.
It's that same thing
with the logic.
Hey, wait, hold on. Todd Mickey said that beat in the background sounds like some After One. You have a good ear, bro, because it is. A little beat tapey tape. got playing. I got another one lined up. JBA, man, peace, bro. Happy New Year.
But you know who said the same thing though? Chief TV.
What's that?
He said the same exact thing what you said.
What's that?
What you just said before about moving forward, making moves.
Oh,
New Year.
Yeah, well, I mean, every year we should be on that every year, man. I mean that. Well, I don't even want to say like every year because that sounds kind of. What am I trying to say? Like I said, man, if you have something that you're doing, like if you have like your own like a company, a business, something that you're doing, right, and you're trying to grow the shit out, you're trying to build that up and stuff like that, that is your motivating factor because see, a company is something greater than you. Like you do realize companies, businesses, an LLC, whatever kind of entity you create. Think about what I'm telling you. It can do more than you.
Oh yeah.
In the world, it has the ability to do more than you as a singular person can. Think about this. You know what I mean? It's like as a single person, you can only make but so much, like as a salary or some shit, right? But a company can make you millions.
Oh yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So it's really about goal setting. Okay, what am I trying to get done by the end of this week, this month, right? This quarter? How many emails did I send out? How many phone calls did I make? I get any replies back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, once your mind sits there, man, women are not your fucking problem. Your business is your problem. How do I grow this out? How do I make more money? Okay,
they just want a distraction.
Huh?
I said they just want a distraction. That's all.
Well, okay. Hey, you know what? Listen, like again, everybody has free will, right? You are free to create all of the distractions that you like. You are free to create them for yourself, but not over here, not this venue. We're not about that. That's what I mean. That's why I'm like 2022. What we gotta see, what we have to take note here is that there is a lot of apathy in the manosphere.
Hasn't there always been apathy in the manosphere?
Fuck yeah. Well, let's say this. It could have been a healthy apathy, but see, in my head, I'm like, over time, if you're gonna talk about things ad infinitum, right? I would think that at a certain point you would grow beyond that, and then there would actually be something produced out of it. Like not just more conversations, dude, and more channels with people talking about the same shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like something tangible.
Check this out.
Huh?
Check this out right here. Most of the one who's still talking about the same crap, they're doing it to make some money. Just a hustle for them. Misery love company.
Yeah, I get it, but then don't. So here's the thing, dude. Like, if you're gonna do that, then then you really shouldn't have anything or any comments or any opinions about platforms like this. Then,
why do you think they do it?
Huh?
Why do you think you do it? You know, O'Shea exposed
because
a lot
because literally we stand in the face of everything they talk about.
Not only that, but O'Shea actually exposed a lot of dudes in his chat because you know O'Shea interview other people who do other work like trucking and stuff.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Now, let's do this. We don't even have to talk about O'Shea, and here's the reason why.
No. We're not. Wait, hold on. I'm not talking about O'Shea. I'm not trying to make that be the conversation here. I'm using it as a focal point.
Hold up.
Well, I'm saying that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I just see spiritual logic in the house.
Okay. Well, I'm saying that when he interview other people who do like businesses, like trucking and stuff, they get no views. But when he talking about drama, it's like 1.2K.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's all they want to see. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to use O'Shea like we talking about O'Shea.
That might be all people want to see, but look, that's all they want to give. Right. Give the people what they want, right? Give them what they want versus what they need. I ain't about that shit, dude. Like I'm saying, like the reality is that what we gotta understand as men is that we have different modalities that we operate with, dude. Like we all ain't on the same accord. We all ain't on the same page. We really aren't.
No.
It's a battle of minds and principalities, dude. That's really what this shit is about. Right? Because see, it's real easy for there to be an 18, 19, 20-year-old cat who comes into the manosphere, right? And his mind's very impressionable. He might be somebody whip smart, super intelligent, may have not have had like the best home situation or upbringing or something like that, right? And all it takes is for him to find either the right or wrong influence in social media to make or break his future. That's kind of how shit goes nowadays, dude, because everybody's so plugged in to the social media shit, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is, dude. A lot of people get their thoughts and ideas from other people vis-a-vis social media. So there is a bit of a battle of the minds and principalities, dude. And we have to stand in stark contrast. We have to.
But do you think any develop their principles?
Who?
Do you think they bother developing their principles and their value?
Who's developing what?
That's in general.
I mean, I just think that should be that should be like a daily, it should be a daily operation. Like Gangstar had their third album, which is to me probably one of their dopest albums. It's called Daily Operation. Okay, like you're like your gains should be the gains you get in life should be a daily operation. Like when you think like that, dude, you start to prioritize shit, man. You cut bullshit out. And I'm just saying, like, if we really, really, really about some shit, then we ain't got no time for no apathy, man. Like, go back to that megalomaniac live stream we did. Like, that's the fuck we on, man. You gotta like get that in your head, get the bullshit out. Hold up, let me see here. Wait, spiritual logic, you said. I respect that complex. I'm the same way. You can hit the link, bro. You want to join Hulk? To entertain people into wait, I'm not sure what that noise is, but let me mute Django up. Yeah, I'm not sure what he got going on, but let me mute him up.
Thought of me. Well, I'm finna head out, my man.
All right, Dave Chow.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. First time up, but I know you've been a listener for a long time, bro. I appreciate all the support, family.
Almost definitely, man. You guys are the future, man. Like we are the future, but
yeah.
Like I said,
no, it just ain't us, man. It's like, not just us, the brain trust. It's all of us, bro.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just a big fan, man. Like I said, I've been following you guys for a while. So you, like I said, this year is, you know, I'm getting to all my certifications. Just, you know, knocking out the A+, the Network Plus, and the Security Plus. So I already got my set lined up for a little tech. It's more of a technical training school. So I'll pretty much take the classes and then pretty much show you what to do and you prepare to take the test and be on my way to IT, bro.
Yeah, man. And then look, man, all of those live streams, everything is still in the playlist, right? If you go to the Brain Trust channel, and then you go to the playlist, and then if you go to the Tech Talks, right? So everything is literally in chronological order, right? All of them titled, links, everything is there. So if you need to go back and reference stuff, like we try to set this up to be an information repository also.
Right.
So for like, for certification purposes and stuff like that, you can always go back through there and reference all those certification live streams we did where we put all the links in there. Happy New Year, my G. Yeah, Alonzo. Yeah, because it's 12 o'clock on the East Coast. So reach back out, man. Go touch those live streams, man, because all that information is still in there.
Most definitely. Let me put my email in the chat just in case.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Go ahead and put it in the private chat in the back.
Right.
I'll grab it.
My niggas cry ice when they face me. Drinks and drug money like offering place. I heard cough. I pray he just
Sir, spiritual logic, you said. Lang, Happy New Year, brother. Let's see here. Spiritual logic, entertaining people, and the wasting time and being set up for failure keeps the cycle of failure going. Man, that's sweet, man. Look, we trying to break that. We trying to break that loop, bro. That's why I said, listen, man. You know what? We gonna address like with the true state, of Wait. Yo, did you forget to drop your email in the back? Uh-oh. Oh wait, there he goes. He dropped it. Okay, bet. All right, I got it, bro. Appreciate you. Hold on, let me get it right here. Copy. So that's why I'm gonna let you live. Baby face killer like Freddie Gibbs. Exodus rhetoric, benevolence, bless the kid like this you a flim. Hold on a second. Got it. All right. Appreciate you, Dave Tao. Yeah, it keeps the cycle going, man. And so, you know, we have to address like what that actually is. And what it is, man, the underlying sentiment that keeps that going, man, is pure fucking apathy. It's like Cats is hella apathetic in this bitch. Real talk. And so it's like if you come through armed with the information and the knowledge and the mechanisms on how to change some shit, and then people fight you, what does that say about them?
They don't want change.
Yeah, they talk shit. What does that say about them? They ain't trying to change.
Yeah.
They like that apathetic state they in. They have no interest in changing. No interest.
It's pleasure for them.
None. There's none. It's not there. Right? And then if you come through, I mean, look, I took arrows in my back over the sapiosexual shit over the last year or two. When I went on like Bernard Riley's a couple times, we did 2 collab live streams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I got people saying all kind of crazy, weirdo shit, right?
I didn't know that happened to you.
Huh?
I said I can believe that actually happened to you.
Well, no, you know, but here's the thing, dude. In my head, I'm kind of like, whoa.
Confused.
Do you have something that makes more sense? That's like, I mean, I'm gonna ask you the real questions, dude. Like, I'm sorry, do you have something that makes more sense?
Got you.
Do you have something that do you have an alternative that the two sides can agree upon?
And none was presented.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out here. I'm like, well, what do y'all got? Yeah, you ain't got shit. Oh, okay. Well, did you say so? Yeah, just say so. You ain't got shit on it. You just want to complain. You ain't in. Just say so then. You ain't got to talk shit about, you know, Mike V or the, you know, Complex or the Brain Trust or Lonzo.
Yeah,
you ain't got to do that, fam. You ain't got to do all that. Just say you don't know. Just say you ain't about that life like that. Just say it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. You like to be where you at.
2 minutes.
Right? Yeah. I like my apathetic state. Just say it. Just say it. You know what? No, I'm dead ass. You want to know why? Because it may also save a lot of the women the trouble.
True.
Right? Of going over there, trying to understand and learn what it is. You know what I mean? Without really trying to make waves.
Yeah.
To kind of like unify some shit. Okay. Just say, no, man, we just here. We just gonna talk shit. This is what we gonna do. This is what we here to do. This is what this space is about, in air quotes. Get the fuck out of here. That's what your space is about. No, I'm saying not you. I'm just saying that's what your space is about. Not
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right? Yeah. It's not. That's what this space is about. That's what your space is about. Get your terms right. Like,
they enjoy that
state. I'm dead ass, man. For real.
No, they enjoy the state. They don't want nothing to change. They want to stay be apathetic.
Yeah.
Think about the same thing over and over.
It's not. It's not about what it is that they want. It's not about that. It's about the underlying cause. That's really what I'm trying to get at here. Apathy. See, we got to understand. Once again, dude, these Sapio live streams largely be about psychology.
Yeah.
Okay, they largely
Kind of
be about
noticed.
psychology, man. Hulk. Hold on, let me see if Hulk.
Yeah, I didn't hear him say anything.
Hey, what's
Yeah,
going
he's
on?
getting his mic together.
Okay, I can hear you.
Hulk, you
Hey,
good?
yeah, man. What's going on, man? Happy New Year to y'all.
Hey,
Happy
man.
New
Happy New
Year's.
Year's, brother. How you doing, man?
And I'm just chilling. I was listening to the conversation, man. And you were on the point.
Hey, real quick, Hulk. Is the sound too loud, bro? Is the
Nah,
music too loud in your ear? Are you good?
yeah, I'm good.
All right,
Nah,
bet.
it's just fine.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Hulk. You got it.
Yeah, man. You know, you're right, man. It's a sad state of, I guess, what people want to call the manosphere or whatever people talking about these topics. It's a sad state, man. You can't even speak common sense or logic among men anymore. It's like you have to always take a weak position where you're a victim, where you don't think critically, you reject personal responsibility about anything you can do, and you just make it about women, celebrities, or whatever, man. It's like this is almost like an alternate reality, trying to escape reality, trying to find a way where you don't have to actually do anything, but you can just put yourself in a situation to just endlessly complain because what's happening is that a lot of people are just trying to monetize, like they're trying to turn themselves into a reality show, monetize
Yeah.
Pretty
dysfunction,
much.
monetize like gossip, monetize. See,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff is not even masculine. That's the thing. That's the biggest problem I got with it.
It's not.
Aside from the fact that it's unproductive, it's not even masculine. It doesn't help anyone to further the actual life. Except for the people who are actually making money off of other people wasting their time. That's it.
Well, let me ask you this, Hulk.
Uh-huh.
What's more concerning to you? The fact that they can make the money, or the fact that we see the same people who will say that they want solutions, say they want this, and say they want that, but they'll also be the same people to do the super chatting and paying the money for the bullshit. What do you think about that one?
That's a tough one. I mean, honestly, it's like people support it, and that just shows you how pervasive the issue, the problem is that there's a market for this. There's a market for time wasting. There's a market for distractions. There's a market from escapism.
That is true.
There's a market for it. And again, I guess that's the state of men today, or whatever the males are. That's the state of males today. There's not about actually making real changes in their lives. I guess a lot of guys are comfortable living with other people and being self-servient and not being self-reliant. And here's the thing, they don't realize that the people who are exploiting their lack of masculinity, they're turning their failure into a way of life for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? While other people lose in the real world.
And would you I look, I kind of keyed in on apathy, right, as sort of like the main factor in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Based on the definition of it, Hulk, I'm gonna read it real quick because I got it in the description.
Okay.
Lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. Now, in this scenario, in this conversation that we're having, I'm applying that to oneself.
Right.
Do you think that that's what the issue is?
Yeah, I think people do have a lack of apathy towards their own life. Like, I think
well, no, they're apathetic towards their own life, right? Because being apathetic, that means that you have a lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern for your own life.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually are very comfortable failing in life, just complaining. Because here's the thing: if you're going to complain about anything in your life and not do anything to change the situation, then you're comfortable. You like it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty much enabling it.
It's like these people love they love the glory in their failure, and then it's like, why me, why me, why me? Even the whole idea of the weak position they put themselves in with a woman, and then when you bring them a solution that they can actually make an actual choice that could affect or actually hold them accountable to the choices that they make and the reasons they put themselves in situations, they don't
Hold
want to
on.
hear it.
Hey, wait, hold on. Shango, I'm going to just mute you up for a little second. There's some noise in the
Oh,
background.
my
So
fault, man.
okay. Go ahead, Hulk.
Yeah, that people don't want to hear solutions, and that's, I think, people have to come to that understanding. It's never been about solutions. People say that, they say they're for the betterment of men
Mm-hmm.
and productivity, but that's just a what's the word I'm looking for when you're making distraction or deflection or just a deception. That's a deception.
Yeah, it's not. It's basically a I know which word you're talking about. It's a smoke screen.
Exactly, it's a smokescreen. Exactly, it's just they're giving you lip service because they're actually your failure and your complaining is profitable for them. And it's amazing to me that people can't see that you can't see that these people that you're paying will keep you in that perpetual state of failure. They're not telling you the things that you need to do to escape your issue, but they're keeping you in this situation where they're just creating a platform where you can endlessly complain and make them rich.
And it's repetitive, man. It's and I know, like, in the other kind of spheres, they would call it like, oh, it's a reset. You reset in the conversation, you're resetting, right?
Yeah.
But see, here's the issue, that it's all the shit ever is a conversation.
It's social media welfare. Just like welfare does with the government, it keeps people dependent on the government. Well, you're keeping people dependent on a content creator, but not actually being independent and self-sufficient in their own life. You're feeding them the same propaganda that's going to keep them wasting their time in their life. Literally. Like, and
No, I was
people
gonna say, I
comfortable.
was just about to say that. I was like, yeah, literally. I
Literally,
was
like,
literally just about to say that. Like, literally.
like
8 hours, 10 hours, 11, 12 hours.
I hear people talking about, what that they, what they've been through in terms of women on this thing, and then you got the dating coaches telling them how to get back in that same situation. Don't make any changes in their life.
Mhm.
Don't change their mindset. Don't awaken their understanding of reality, but just go right back in there with the same mindset that brought you down, and then expect a different result. Literally taking Einstein's understanding of insanity and making that their thesis statement.
But why are we looking outside of ourselves?
I don't know, man. I mean,
What, like, dude, like,
lack of masculinity
I'm
because
not.
you depended on somebody else.
I was about to say, because listen, man, not to shit on anybody who's in the dating coach profession.
Hmm.
I got better fucking things to do with my money,
It's weird to me that you're going to ask another man. See, here's the
bruh,
thing.
bruh,
When it comes to
bruh.
men, life makes you a man. Life.
Life does, man. Not
When
another
you're
nigga telling you like what kind of cologne to put on to go get a chick.
exactly when you fail and you hit a wall in life, that's life telling you to make another choice. That's life telling you trial and error. Experience is the best teacher for adults. See that when you're a child, you need a father figure. But once you become an adult, your teacher becomes experience.
Yeah, you need tutelage when you're young.
Yeah, and when you as an adult, you have to seek wisdom. You have to seek things. You don't expect them to come to you. You have to seek them.
Well, okay, Hulk. Here, let me ask you a question. If you
Mhm.
don't seek it, would you say that okay? If one seeks it,
Mhm.
they tend to have a better grasp of life. That way, they avoid a lot of pitfalls versus people who don't seek it. And then what happens is experience teaches them. Is that how it
Yeah.
works?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much. I mean, it's amazing, man. Like the stuff that the content, even on your channel, man, you put out great content. You're trying to tell
Thanks, bro.
brothers how to critically think, how to think business minded. These are things that are actually like logical ways to actually change your life. And it's like people don't want to change their
They don't
life.
want it.
They it's like
They want, they want to yell at Mike.
I'm trying to tell you, and it's like I'm like, wow. So everybody is now it's like has the mind of a ratchet female. Like literally, all you want is gossip and drama. That's all you want. And I'm not even saying that just any female, a ratchet
A
female.
ratchet one at that.
You know, because there's not every woman. I'm not going to.
No, that's what I mean. We got Shauna, we got Jackie, we got Topaz here.
Exactly.
Hey, they look, ratchet chicks don't come here. Let's start there, Hulk. Let's start there.
Exactly.
No,
Right?
that's a fact.
Only quality ones are here to begin with.
They avoid this space.
And then they try to tell you that because your channel it doesn't have 2, 3, 400,000 subscribers. And I tell people when it comes to the subscriber count, first of all, there's a ratchet woman can twerk on a video and get 1 million views. Does that mean she's adding something beneficial to society? No.
Mm-mm.
A child could throw up on a video and it goes viral. So it doesn't even mean anything. That's a smokescreen in itself. That because like you're exploiting the failure of the world. It's like the world is in a bad state. Humanity is in the worst state it's ever been in terms of quality of values and sensibilities and logic. This is why that somebody running into a wall will go viral rather than somebody turning around their life.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear about that, right? A success story.
Right. It's literally a car crash. A channel. If you just had a channel that just promoted car crashes, you will have over 1 million subscribers right now.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of those channels.
That's a fact.
And it's like, and see, they exploiting the simple-mindedness and mediocre mindset of a lot of people that they don't have any expectations in their own life. That's why they settle for these things. They settle for it because they don't even have expectations in their own life. A lot of these guys are comfortable, staying with mama, living in the basement, just not having a real job, working like jobs where you always never going to actually think about entrepreneurship or actually taking control of your life to be independent, or bringing something good to society where society needs you.
Once again, lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern.
Exactly. And I'm to the point right now. I speak my mind. Like, ain't nobody's a gatekeeper on me. And see, I'm kind of glad that nobody can say they made me. I'm kind of glad that we have our own lanes. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. Forget the subscriber count. It's a good thing because I'm gonna say what is right. I'm gonna speak the truth, irregardless to what the so-called gatekeepers care about. I don't care about anybody else and what they think. I refuse to live my life. First of all, I never lived my life like that.
Gatekeepers. Wait. Okay, let's speak to that, man. What gatekeepers? Which ones? Who are you talking about?
Hey, man, look, I hear things. Hey, look, I'm not in this situation, so it don't apply to me. But I hear that allegedly the people who promote your stuff are your gatekeepers. They're your like it's certain people that if you speak against if you speak against their godfathers and their master teachers, you're going to be excommunicated out of the club.
Well, wait. If I don't work, but okay, but if over here we don't have any gatekeepers, what does that mean? Does that mean we are our own gatekeepers?
It means that we're open for critical thinking and free thought and actually progress. We're trying to overcome our circumstance and actually grow and be productive and have a limitless ambition about our success and our outcomes. Like,
see, man, that was like the whole point of that megalomaniac live stream, man, is just what you just said, because my whole thing is that you hear the term megalomaniac and you might think on initial thought like something negative, right? Like some dude just I'm a scorched earth policy, I'm gonna take over the world, right? No, right. Not necessarily, right? If we kind of go the angle that you took, and I'm like, well, what if we took that same type of energy but channeled it into a win-win type of scenario, right? Not only for us but for others, right? All of these things, man, we're talking about literally is a mindset that runs juxtaposed to this shit, to this apathetic shit that's out here. And I'm literally sitting here looking at the clock and I'm like, I'm on the West Coast, so it's like 2.5 hours, right? From 2022. Man, listen, dude, I had
2022 here, so you already know.
Oh shit! Happy New Year's.
Yeah, thank you, man.
But check it, man. It's like I had and I'll just kind of sidebar it real quick. Like, man, I had a deadline to get a deal done, and it had to be done. Like, basically, the wire, the money wire, had to show December 31st. It could not show January 1st.
Right, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like literally today is when we did it.
Hey, you made it. That's what
No,
matters. You put it.
I'm just saying though. It's kind
That's
of
dope.
like,
Congrats on that, man. Congrats on that.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I'm just saying, it's sort of like, man, if we could, and dude, this is like our own company, our own business, right? See, so it wasn't like I'm under the clock and my boss is like,
Exactly.
you
This
better
is your
get this
own.
Right,
done.
right.
This is for ourselves,
Exactly.
right? You know, I'm willing to put myself through this shit. My partner's willing to put himself through this shit, not only for our benefit, but I don't know how many times I done told brothers like, yo, reach out. You can holler at your boy, man. You trying to get into the micro mobility biz, the tech biz, the IoT biz, holla at me. See, so once again, it's not just for me, right? We modeled out how not only is a benefit to me and then maybe you as an entrepreneur, but also to black communities, right?
If I could speak on that, because you brought
Yeah,
up an
go ahead,
excellent
man.
point, man. Here's the thing.
Wait, hold up. JBA said he needs to join the background. Hold up. I gotta share the music, man. I think he's DJ too, man.
Okay.
Hold on. Go ahead. You got it. I'm just get the link right here.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
you brought up a great point, and here's the thing: you and I both has talked about great adversities that we've had to overcome in life. You know, that's just across the board. It's not just in our ambition in terms of business success, but just life in general. We've both overcome a lot of loss and a lot of
Yep.
adversity. And see, here's the thing: when you come out of something and you overcome it, you want to share it to other people who may be in that situation that they can overcome. You want to share success. And that's the difference with channels like yours and other people who just want to keep people where they are so they can be exploited, but never actually bring them up out of a situation where they can actually become successful themselves. That's the difference.
Hmm.
See, you, me, and a lot of other people, we share information because we want to see people overcome things and become great. Not
Yeah.
just keep them as a super chatter, as a cash apper, but always in this position where they're complaining about something. I love to hear people like when you told me about today, you made your deal. That's what I like to hear. I like to
Mm.
hear people that I have some association with has any success in life. Why are we not celebrating that? Why is that not like worthy? You know what I'm saying? Like people would rather talk about
Man,
a divorce or a celebrity
why ain't we
divorce,
celebrating victories,
a
bro?
failure. But here we are, people who are making deals and real moves in their real life and willing to share that
I'm trying to extend it
pattern.
out, dude.
Exactly.
Like a win
Share
for me is a win for you, a win for the
share
look,
that
man.
model of success with everybody
Yeah.
else. And no, people don't want that. It's like, no, tell me how I want to complain.
These black bitches ain't gonna let you do nothing.
It's just
And I'm
that's
just
an
like,
victory is just like a taboo.
crazy, man.
That was my Eduardo impression.
Oh
And I'm
man.
just like, man, I'm just trying to tell dudes, man, I can't relate to anything y'all going through. And I want to tell you there's a way where you can come above that and you won't ever have to relate to those things as well. Like you can escape, you can rise above just complaining about what someone else, not just a woman, but anybody else is doing in your life and take control where nobody even can affect your life unless you bring them in there willingly. Like there is a way that happens. There's a structure, there's a pattern, and there's a way to do things where you're not putting yourself in a hostage situation of what someone else is doing. And when you tell people that, it's like, no, you gotta just deal with it. You gotta talk about it. I'm like, talk about what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Like like? Okay, okay.
uh,
Yeah, we talk about it, and then okay, it's talked about. Okay,
but then
okay.
you stay in it and you
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
in it,
Okay.
and they open your platform up. Like, let me tell you something. I've noticed something about some people is that they love to let people complain. Like if you want to go on a certain stream and tell people what a woman did to you, that stream would get like 500, 100,000 views. Telling the world what a woman did to you. But if you tell the world how you had success, and it's like you avoided all the pitfalls. Like, why is prevention better than reaction? Why? It's like, don't tell men how to get in it and then complain about it, but how about build a life that will always keep dysfunction away from you, and you can just help other people. Like, that's, they don't understand where you are and where I am and where a lot of people are, is that we've overcome so much. We just have a mind to want to extend help and advice and counsel to people so they can avoid things as well, and they can actually overcome things they can't avoid. Like, why isn't progress valued?
Because in the minds of a lot of apathetic people, that's not achievable.
Yeah, well said.
Ryo.
What's going on, Ryo?
Salute, brothers. For
You're
everybody
late.
who,
No, I'm joking, man. I'm messing with you.
everybody who has already crafted 2022. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, fam.
Happy New Year.
Appreciate
Happy New
it.
Year.
Hey, Ryo. Hey, man. Well, you know, I could only go halves on it because we was talking about this earlier, right? We was gonna dig into this. I don't put a lot on it. Hulk them through a lot on it, so you right on time, fam. But you wanna go in on it from kind of how we was talking about it on the phone, and just go ahead and just get in on it.
Yeah. I was listening to a speech of Malcolm X years ago, and when he was talking about the civil rights movement, the integration crowd, he made a very important observation. He said, because he didn't agree with their strategy and their tactics, obviously. So he said there's either two things going on, because he in his observation, he looked at it as a flawed strategy or whatever. And he said that there's either two things that's going on here. He was like, either basically you're naive and you really don't know what you're really doing, or you know what's going on and you're trying to get over on me. He was like,
Right.
either way, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't help me.
Huh.
And that's how I look at many dudes in the space, that many people in the space, their claim to fame is that they want to help black men, and it sounds great. It sounds, like, yeah, like that's a laudable ideal, but there's nothing that's helpful to you as a man than to be just constantly triggered and make no progress in your life. There's nothing helpful to you about that whatsoever. That does not help you grow and develop as a man internally. And I just, for me, I've seen too many, males in these spaces who, they'll criticize a Sinji, but they're nothing but male versions of Sinji. And for me, I'm just, part of the reason why I stay in the space is because there are so many young men who really are looking for answers and looking for some guidance, and they really could really get messed up, man, coming to these spaces, man, and have men constantly triggering them while they're giving money, but they're not really going anywhere. Like, I mean, if you've been in this space as a man for 2-3 years, and you've come across multiple content creators, you've seen men, where if you wanted to learn about trucking, for example, you got men like MOT that you could watch and get guidance from and connect with and things like that. And if you've been in these spaces for 2-3 years and your life has not gone anywhere positively, obviously that's a responsibility on you as a man internally, but that says something too also about the space as well. It's not just you. It's like what are you not really getting? Because we understand the red pill and the rage aspect and waking up to the reality of the world, and that's great because that's a part of the growth process. But you're not supposed to be red pill raging for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like there's a point in time where you have to
Exactly.
okay, understand what it is. Okay, yeah, my mama wasn't on my side, or my sister is not on my side, or this and that, or this and that, and the fourth. But you're in these spaces for a reason because there are men here who are on your side. They're giving you the information that they have that can, if you apply it properly, you can actually move. I mean, I've seen men in this space say something like, there was a time where I was thinking about taking myself out, and I found this space and I connected with the right men, and I got my certification in such and such and such and such. Now I'm doing well. So the space has that, power and that potential, but there's just too many I'm gonna say it, lack of talent dudes who are using the notion of helping black men to really just enrich themselves, while these other men who are falling for it, they're just languishing in the position that they were when they first came to the space, even though they might have been in the space 2 or 3 years already and wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's a fact. What you said.
And also the fact that there's such a market for this proves that they're just exploiting so much failure and so much
Oh
lack
yeah.
of masculinity. It's like that just it's like you see the issues in especially the black community, but instead of actually offering solutions, you exploit that for your own selfish benefit. And that's what's going on.
Right.
That's why they say, well, I got 500,000 subscribers. It's because because the black community is dead, and you're
Yep.
exploiting the aftermath. You're not trying to add anything beneficial. You're just, you're like the king who went around and enslaved all the people and profited from it.
It's like, what do we do with all of the ashes from the burnt black community? Let's just piss on it.
And let's resell it as like I don't know.
Fertilizer or some shit. The
Well,
fuck,
I
man.
think it's a moment in time that is has presented a opportunity. Because I'm gonna be honest, like, the present version of Black America, it does need to be destroyed.
Yeah.
The whole edifice of it is wobbly. It's not built in a constructive fashion, and so it's not that it's because sometimes like destruction is necessary for new growth to take place. I mean, Hope,
Right.
you know this from a scripture perspective. Sometimes stuff got to get burned to bring forth the new growth
Yeah.
Yeah, but
potential.
here.
So
Oh,
for
go ahead,
me,
Ryle.
I don't look at it, I don't look at it as a negative. I look at that as an opportunity. And so the fact that when you have somebody who put in work, like Mike V, for example, just get attacked, um, you know, for a different type, because I've had these experiences in these spaces too, and it's one thing for you to disagree with somebody, it's one thing for you to disagree with somebody, but when you just try to insult somebody like they're just a dumbass person just specifically because you disagree, that's taking things to a whole nother kind of level, especially somebody of his caliber who has done some really beautiful things on behalf of Black American men. And when you're trying to use the ADOS, this East Coast West Coast style type of beefing type nonsense, to try to make it seem like he doesn't have a legit criticism. Like, we have scholars that have critiqued and studied African culture and history. I've never heard an African person say, "Hey, you don't have a right, Dr. Clark, you don't have a right to study Africa." Like, that's just some silly female like type crap. Like, that doesn't really
Yeah, Hulk said the same
advance.
thing. Some real female shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like you like if anything, like the manosphere owes somebody like Mike V, for example, a whole lot more respect than what he was given recently. And I was just, for me, I was just really disappointed, man, to see that kind of, because I've disagreed with Mike, but you know what I did? Like there were times when me and Mike V, we bumped heads. And
Ryle, did I tell
hold on,
you
I
how?
want to get this point out. I
Oh,
want to get this
go
point
ahead.
out.
My bad.
We bumped heads, and you know how it is. You know the ego start rising up, and you just want to go. And I had to check myself and be like, you know what? I disagree with him on this particular level, but I don't disagree with the work that he's put in terms of going to the continent. So off of that alone, I can't just sit here and just disregard this man just because we have a difference of opinion on this particular issue. But even if we disagree on this particular issue, there's a lot that comes with Mike V that I can work with, that we can get some shit done that's mutually beneficial to both of us and to other people too, especially for men, if that's really who we want to help. And it's very clear that in terms of what the Black Brain Trust represents, it's clear that even him being from Barbados, like he wants to help Black American men. So that's not even, so to even question his angle on that kind of level, I think is just really very disingenuous of the men who try to come at him on some like he's not from America type stuff like that. I mean, because we got a whole bunch of men that's here in America that's here, and they're not for Black men, so you can't even use that argument.
Well, let's do this, man. First of all, man, motherfuckers was throwing all kind of money at some chick from the UK. Look, we gonna dead this.
I know
shit.
who you're talking about.
We all should know who the fuck I'm talking about. Jessica X.
Yeah.
All right, so look, we gonna dead this shit. We gonna do that right now, man. Fuck that.
Oh,
That's the
man.
first thing, man. I can't. Yo, real shit. Like, man, nah, man, we're not doing that, man. Like, this channel is actually comprised of a bunch of brothers from all over. Right. Hell, one of the first cats that was a part of this who was not even Black was Scholar Chang. If y'all remember him, he used to be around back in the day. He's an Asian cat. Matter of fact, we did a live stream, a collab live stream. We used to call him our Southeast Asian correspondent, Scholar Chang. Right? He's a Chinese brother. Okay. Yeah. And like I gotta dig this one up, but we kind of interviewed him. And he broke down like how we should go about engaging. Like he gave us 5 books to read, right, to understand Chinese culture, right? Like gave us the scoop on everything, nigga. Like how you think I do biz today? So I'm just saying, like we've even had people that were part of this collective, man, that weren't even Black, bro, and they done put in more and been of more value than a bunch of these apathetic ass niggas out here. Yep, I said it. Pull up if you got a problem.
They're too scared to do that. Don't say that.
No, they ain't gonna do it. That's the thing. They ain't gonna do it. When have they ever done it?
Never. So they never.
Exactly. That's why we talk the way we talk over here. Right. And that's another thing. I'm just saying. I just need to address. What I understand. I'm just.
But you brought up a good point. Go ahead. People can't handle the truth. It's like when you say something that is a fact, that is true, that is integral to understanding to move forward. They don't want it. They can't handle that. It's like, why are you telling us what we need to do? Don't do that. Tell us what we need to do to be in a perpetual complaining situation, talking about why it's somebody else's fault and why there's nothing we can do about it but sit here and complain. Like, like that's and see gossip. When anytime you see women popping up, it's because men have turned over to gossip rather than solutions. That's the easy solution.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it
is.
That's to a certain degree, Hope. If you would have said that 2 or 3 years ago, I would have agreed with you. But me and Complex was talking earlier. And what I'm starting to see in the space, if men are actually really paying attention, like, because sometimes like you can get lost in the back and forth with the men, and you're not really paying attention to the comments. Right. And since people don't really feature like women on panels like they used to, we don't hear women sign like that unless we just catching their comments. But what I'm actually starting to see is actually more women come to the space and actually be willing to listen to men and actually take in the information. 2, 3, 4 years ago, it was much more confrontational. Nigga, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. Now it's like, well, can you give me a little bit more information on that crypto stuff y'all talking about? You know, can you tell me about, I didn't know that they was doing that with real estate. Like, maybe I might need to check that out. That's pretty interesting. Like
But you
there
know
are
what the
certain
caveat
women.
to that might be? There might be a caveat to that. The caveat might be that these women are exploiting the weakness of the men to benefit off of them for their own benefit and not
No, no,
necessarily
no, no,
in a
no, no, no,
collective
no.
benefit.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like me and Complex was talking about earlier.
Hmm.
The one thing that women cannot do is argue about men chasing money. See, we recognize as men that we know that we're supposed to be the ones to produce more, because when we produce, we
Right.
take care of a collective. When women produce, they're more taking care of themselves if they're single, or if they're with somebody, they're contributing, but they're not expected to take care of the whole entire enterprise. So it makes sense for them to pay attention to men that's actually building on some supreme level type of topics like business, because that's where abundance really is. And so when you see men that are they have a seed time harvest mentality, which means they have a farmer mentality, which you plant the seeds, so the crops can grow to bring in that harvest, that abundance. There's something that's just intrinsic in their nature that's going to make them wake up, and even if they're asleep as hell, like they're going to say, wait a minute, these guys are moving in a certain kind of direction that I'm not really used to seeing men move in. And so I'm gonna give you a prime example. It was this chick I was interested in years ago. I had met from Texas and Atlanta, and she wanted to marry me, and we would talk business. And she would say, man, when you talk this business stuff, man, it just turns me on. And one day, man, she's like, I got something I want to give you. And I was just like, okay. And we met up one day and we was talking, man, and this woman pulled out an envelope and had $500 in the envelope.
Yeah.
And she was like, put this to whatever you're doing. She said, because I just haven't come across a black man like you that speak the way you speak. And when you just on this bit, she's like, I just feel compelled to help you. And she just came out of it on her own. And it's like, that's the problem with a lot of men. Like, you can have your complaints, but when you're on your purpose, and that's the key for men, when you're on your purpose, you are not going to let any man tell you what thing there's a boogeyman out here that's going to stop you from your purpose. Like, you're just not going to allow any man to do that to you.
When you
You
get out here, you're gonna see the real boogeyman.
exactly,
You're gonna see him, and
exactly.
it's not gonna be the ones that they telling
And,
you.
and and most times it ain't gonna be no white man. And most times it ain't gonna be no white man.
Thank you.
I can tell you that.
Hey, but
It ain't gonna
real
be no
quick,
white man.
hey, real quick, because I'm gonna step away real quick, dude. So y'all just hold it down for a bit, but I mean, Ed Unchained, you can pull up, bro. Links there. I don't know why you here. You can pull up.
Hmm.
You can pull the fuck up. There's a link. Come on. Like, I want to see if you built for it. Pull up. I'll be right back, y'all. Let's see if Ed pull up. Because this is the guy who was talking shit about Mike V and Art's live stream, right? But was talking about he thinks the answers to the black community is more strip clubs. That's this guy.
Wait, you for
Yeah, I
real?
saw y'all going back and
That's
forth.
this guy right here.
Wait, you
Pull
for
up.
real?
Yeah, hit the
Oh
link.
man.
Hit the link, fam.
Sorry,
Yeah,
strip club need to go.
yeah, but yeah, I feel what you're saying, Rayo. Like, I can't take away from your point, but I just have to. We have to see, like, in how it's playing out is it may be a dual faceted thing, because there are some situations where women will exploit situations where they see an opportunity to use what men are doing, even to their detriment, to benefit themselves.
Oh yeah.
If you notice that women would never deal with the structural issues of society, they would never deal with that. They deal with the emotional part of it,
Right.
But when it comes to the structural side, if you want to talk about because we all know that women are never going to give up. They're never going to go to Congress to go back to men having full legal authority and going back to a place where there are cultural and societal consequences for people living in dysfunction. They're never going to do that.
Yeah.
They're always going to keep where, when a woman messes up, they're going to benefit from a legal aspect. They're going to benefit it, social welfare, all these things. They're never going to turn that away. That's a man. Men actually understand how detrimental, because let's be real, everybody doesn't fit the widow, the woman who lost her husband and all that. No, most people are out here for
Right.
recreation. They're out here just playing around, wasting their life, goofing around, and then they want the government to come in and help them. And structurally,
Mm-hmm.
that's facilitating all the dysfunctional behavior. That's facilitating the disunity between men and women to actually come together to fight unjust government things. That's what's happening because government thrives when men and women are against each other and there's a division because everybody is always seeking for a government that will always give you lip service to do something and it will be a Trojan horse. Like even civil rights was a Trojan horse because the issue with civil rights is that it didn't actually deal with anything that was designed to. It just turned out to be for feminism and LGBT community. It totally bypassed the original objective because although that we have more opportunity now, there are more people willing to sell out their own community for the prospect of money to fit the government paradigm rather than to talk about the real issues that we need to deal with on a high
Well,
level.
Hope,
That is
that's why I
true.
was saying earlier that I believe that this is a perfect moment because at the end because we're more broken apart and broken up as a group of people than we were
Hmm.
coming out of slavery. Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
so during that particular time, our literal survival was on the line. Like we had to just come together and work things out.
Right.
Now, and I say this all the time about people. Like, if you're going to accept the concept of free will, you're going to have to accept the fact that there are some people who are going to use their free will and be stupid as shit.
Yeah.
You're
I
going to have
agree.
to
Yeah.
accept that. You're going to have to
I
accept
agree.
that. Now, if those are not the type of people that you want to specifically rock with, then you have the free will choice to build amongst those who don't represent that mindset.
Right.
And now it's just like in the scripture, Hope, when Noah got the word from God to build the ark, there were people that was laughing at him, thinking it was a joke, and what you talking about, man? We good. But when that flood hit, there was a lot of people on the outside in that water drowning, trying to get on that ark. So
Yeah.
that they have, if when you have people that's out here that's giving you messages, to let
Hmm.
you, to wake you up, that's your opportunity. That's your grace. Now, if you don't
That's
use
true.
that information, if you at that time, if you don't use that information, because we're able to communicate with each other in ways we've never been able to communicate with each other. So
Right.
now
That's true.
it's even more imperative. So now, if you don't use this opportunity with all these intelligent men and even women in these spaces that come and give you information, if you choose not to use this information at this particular time, then destruction is upon you, and that's it. That's all. That's for you. I ain't got nothing to do. I don't have anything to do with that because that's what you choose to do. And so we get to actually choose. We don't have to have some low lives, some lazy people be forced upon us based on some blackness that black people only use when it's convenient,
Right.
but really don't come together truly under blackness. You can't even get black people to come together under family. So it just don't make any sense. So now we don't have to carry that burden as the people who have historically been the ones that's trying to carry the group. There is no group in terms of this blackness that we understand. Like if we go back to our great grandparents generation and those generations, that particular black black structure was forced upon black people anyway, because at the end of the day, when these women got a chance to exercise their freedom, they did so. So now we have the opportunity, and because we're men, we get to decide who gets the benefit of our labor and resources. We get to that's our God-given right. That we don't have to give these resources to anybody. We don't have to marry a woman. We don't have to protect or provide for her. And they can use this notion of a black community, because we know that that's false. Because when you say black community, you're usually talking about unruly, rebellious black females. That's not a community. That's a woman
I have
that's
a question.
That's a woman. That's a woman that's enabled to just do whatever she wants at the detriment of the group. Those days are over. So now the men who want to peacock and show out for these types of females, they're going to show their card too, because either they're going to be productive with us and try to build some stuff with us, or they're just going to keep whining and complaining about these women and not get anything done. And so that's pretty much where we are at this particular point. I'm glad, me personally, because I used to be on the pro-black stuff, so I know how much of a burden I used to try to carry when I used to be on that type of stuff. So
I have a question.
I'm glad that I'm free and mentally to know, like, I don't have to carry a burden for a nigga who don't want to read a book on business. I don't have to carry that burden for him.
Wow.
If I give you the book and you choose, that's how I know how a lot of men aren't really ready. I hear a lot of men that talk a lot of stuff, man, about wanting to, we need to do better and we got to look out for each other. I have given books, and I've been doing this for years, and rarely do a dude come back and say, yo, man, you know that book you was talking about, man, I got that book, man, and man, I read that book, man, and I'm using that book. That's a rarity.
Yeah, you've been consistent. I definitely would understand that. You've been consistent in what you've been saying, and you've been consistent about seeing people, progress and just being logical about the issues, that black people are dealing with. You've been very consistent with that.
Right. So, that's how you know, because at the end of the day, we're in a knowledge-based economy. So that means we're in some of the best times we ever been as black men, because we truly get to exercise our intelligence and intellect to really truly come up. And so now, being in an information-driven economy, practical information is currency. So if you're not burning the midnight oil up reading books on business and tech and things like that, you're not prepared for this environment like that. You're stuck in like the Stone Age. And so we don't have time to hold grown men's hand like that. I got more patience with the younger crowd because they're younger. I got more patience with them. But grown men, I'm 43. So grown men, 30, 35, 40, 45, like, and we gotta beg these dudes to read a book. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it, especially when you know the history of our people and know that it used to be against the law for us to read a book, because that's where the freedom was, like in the knowledge, in the information. That's what the freedom was. So if we didn't have the information like that, we didn't have the freedom to read that information. Obviously, it was going to be hard for us to at least be free in our own mind, even if we couldn't be free in our own bodies. Now you're free in your body, you're free in your mind, and you still choose not to read. But then you want to complain about the females and the white man. Like, nah, I ain't buying it, man.
Well, you refuse to read. You refuse to diversify your social media feeds with news from news bureaus. You refuse. Hey, look, man. That's why I was like, man, listen, dude. The underlying issue in all this shit is apathy, bro. Like, straight up, man. Like, we need to call it what it is. A lot of these motherfuckers is straight up apathetic. And like I said, it's for their own self-interest.
Yeah.
You don't spend all this type of time like doing all this to get nowhere unless you like where you're at. And if you like where you're at, then you have no interest in improving.
But I just find it interesting that there's a lot of posers. There's a lot of pretenders who actually, say they're for progress of black people, but they only exploit. And I mean exploit the dysfunction. Not they don't actually, reverse engineer the dysfunction to give people structure to not fall into it, but they just exploit it like for pure entertainment. You know,
Well,
because
I want.
you can get a million views. Like I said earlier, you can get a million views twerking. A car crash, you get a million views. If you just watch a place explode, it'll get a million views. That doesn't mean that you're actually giving content that's actually about, you know, for the betterment of, let's say, black people. But that's what your theme, that's what your thesis is. So you make that your thesis, but you have no supporting evidence to support your thesis. I think there's a lot of that going on, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely that. Like I said, man, I think that I try to gauge progress. Well, for me, like, you know, it's always like, I know I get up every goddamn day what I gotta do. Then, you know, by the end of the week, I'm always kind of like, okay, man, I got this done, didn't get this done, but, right. Then there's, you know, at the end of the month, I'm like, okay, damn, you know, we did this, we made this, we paid this out. I was hoping we would have got this done, but okay. So then that rolls over into the next month, then we see what we do, right? And then we get to the end of the year. Like I said, man, it came down to the fucking wire today. But what happened today really does set the tone for literally the new year, which where I'm at is going to be in 2 hours, right? So in my head, I already know what I'm starting off 2022 with,
Right.
right? And you know what it ain't? Same situation that I started 2021 off with, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, man, we have to look at the results of things now. The result is that not only have black people exploited other black people for entertainment purposes, but so has every other ethnic group. And it keeps us at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps us at the bottom. Doing what your enemy did to you and doing that to your own people is going to keep you where you are. Because people say, well, you know, people, if to use the race narrative, you know, they say that, you know, white society exploited black people, and it's true. Their sports, their entertainment, all this stuff. You know, you will only support you if you're a parody of society. If you're just, you know, showing, you know, those type of things, dancing, singing, entertainment, all of that, will support it. And honestly, we're only supporting you in a sellout capacity because most entertainers, athletes, and celebrities have to sell out on and go with the propaganda. They have to promote feminism, LGBT, all that stuff. They can't actually promote anything good. They can't speak out against you know, they have to be politically correct and all that for them to maintain their status in the you know, higher society, so to speak. Because they're not going to give. I don't care how talented you are, you're not going to make it if you're exposing everything that's wrong with the system and the government. You're not going to do it. You have
Is
to sell
that,
out.
That
let
is
me,
true.
I mean, but I'm kind of like this, though. Like, I'm all about, and this is largely what this channel's been about. Oh shit, Ryle dropped off. Wait, you say you got to bounce? Oh, he said he'll be right back. Okay, all right, he'll be right back. Um, right. So I'm really about, you know, sort of like kind of reassessing um our social positioning as black men, right?
Hmm.
I'm all, talking about all the way on down to the archetype, right? Social perception. Like, if here's the thing in my head, right?
Hmm.
I literally run counter again. I run counter to every fucking stereotype about a black man,
Right.
right? And it's kind of like it actually works in your favor because see, when you run counter, motherfuckers gotta take you serious,
Yeah, that's true.
okay? Because you ain't it. You ain't the one.
And they're not promoting you because everybody's against you.
Right. But see, here's the thing. On the flip side of that, guess what? People in the real world take your ass seriously because you know what? You're not that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You're not that dumbass.
Yep.
Right? So it's like a, what do you do? Right? Right? Do you function in one way to gain the approval of this apathetic crowd? Right? That really just looks at swag as social currency? Or do you do the opposite of that bullshit and then get the real validation in the real world?
Yeah, that's true. And keep in mind, swag is basically being a dancing monkey for another race. Because if you think swag is fit, I think it got echo somewhere.
Oh wait, hold up. I might have to do my hack real quick. Hold up. All right, Hulk, how are you now?
Yeah, we good?
Yep.
Yeah, we good.
All right.
Like, here's the thing. What people call swag is you falling into the construct of what higher society says is cool. You're not actually using what has been proven to work and overcome and actually benefit you in your real life. You're going for that illusion that's been laid before you by a construct. Like when you're being promoted in Hollywood to say, well, you're black, you had to be ghetto, you got to be loud, you better act like you can't read. You know, you only make it when you play football or play basketball. Like, let's be real. A lot of people get their identity of swag from propaganda. They don't actually use it in real life to prove that this is what actually cause you to progress and overcome and be different from a lot of people. Because honestly, when you come out of something, that should be more of a rubric to say, wow, this person came from nothing, and now look where they are now. That is amazing. But no, people don't want to do that. They want to say you're fitting the construct of what the system says you should be, and you only became somebody at the expense of everything that will progress everyone else.
Man, but that's the thing, right? Like, see, there's one holistic system of systems, right? And then there's all these subsystems within it. And one of the things that we do is we'll say the system. Which one? Which one? The macro, right? Holistic system of systems, or the micro?
Right.
The subatomic system.
Right.
I'm saying, man. Another question: can we pick and choose which system based on which system gives us the best advantage? See, I understand that there may be a system or two or a few that have some sort of defined role for someone like me, right? Don't I have a choice in whether I participate in that, though?
Yeah. And that's kind of what you standing against the grain proves, that you do have a choice. And you're showing people that you have a choice that actually can benefit you and work out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to sit there and sell drugs. You don't have to go and just be a bum your whole life.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You don't have to narrative.
You don't have to do. That's why I'm like, yo. Only thing I can really extrapolate from the general sentiment, right, from the writ large manosphere, is that, dude, there is a heavy level of apathy that is largely set into their psyche, right? Because there is literally a thought that there is no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
That is utterly ridiculous to me.
But it comes that the actual only choice there is to go against the grain. And let's be real, a lot of people don't want to be that. They don't want to be going against the grain. There's a mindless conformity, and a mindless conformity, not a conformity of black people coming together to better benefit each other, but a mindless conformity of, let's just all ignore the elephant in the room and let's just laugh and dance like everything's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It's all bread and circus.
That's where the free world comes in. That though, I got a friend who, there's a few years ago we were talking, and she said, "I just don't understand why black people can't get their shit together." I said, "No, you're saying the wrong thing." I said, what you're really saying is why you can't get your shit together. I said, that's what you're really saying. I said, because you can't even wrap your arms around this notion of a concept of black people. I said, but what you can wrap your arms around is what you're doing and what you're not doing in terms of self-actualizing the best version of yourself. I said, so what you need to do is focus more on getting you together instead of looking outwardly at Black people, which can be some very depressing type stuff, and just really focus on you. It's just like in the movie Doctor Strange, when he lost his ability to perform the surgery, and he just could not let it go. And the woman said, she said, the funny thing is, she said, you're so focused on trying to save other people's lives when the most important life that you need to be trying to save is your own.
Right.
And that's where because all these other groups of people, they don't need messiahs all the damn time. They don't need all of that. You know, they're people who they decide to get their shit together and make some things happen. They might migrate from India and come to America, and next thing you know, second generation, son is a doctor, daughter is a doctor. They get it together in one generation.
Man, they pay consultants.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
just give me the goddamn information.
That's what I'm saying. You know, so you know, the thing with Black people is that there is a messiah complex amongst Black people in terms of like feeling like you gotta do it for Black people. Like, no, go to medical school and become a doctor for your damn self because you want to do that shit. Because what makes you feel good to have that accomplishment. Don't go to medical school feeling like you gotta it's always a referendum on doing it for Black people. There's a lot of Black people that ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
They ain't doing nothing. So you don't have to go into the world taking that burden on. That's a hell of a burden to be trying to take on for a group of people. Like Black people think that even Christian Black people, they think that you're supposed to go out there and do what Jesus Christ did. Like, but the whole point of it is like he did it so you don't have to do it. He did it so you don't have to do it. So why you gotta walk around carrying a burden for apathetic people who at the end of the day, they're not going to be losing sleep like you are 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning studying that business book, trying to figure out how to do that real estate or how to do that crypto or how to study them stocks or Forex or anything like that. They're not doing that kind of work.
Those so-called Christian people don't realize what the Bible actually says, that you're called to be separate from the dysfunction. You're not supposed to conform to it.
Right.
You're not supposed to be conformed to the world. You're supposed to be separate and come out from among them. You know,
exactly.
and see, there's not a mindset like most people. That's why I don't even like when people say they're like, when people say Christian, that never means biblical. That's why, you know, anybody who says they're a Christian, that you can automatically assume that they haven't read the Bible. They just heard it secondhand through somebody who's probably like exploiting their ignorance. Because I just say, at least tell me where it says that you should be a conformist and go along with a dysfunctional society, because that's nowhere in the Bible. But you know, I agree with you saying, man. It's just that when you hear, and it's funny because a lot of these people, you know, to stay on topic about what we were talking about, a lot of people use the collective as the reason why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
You know?
It's a smoke screen. That's in the book of Eli. It showed the movie. It showed the difference between somebody who was using the scripture for righteousness and somebody who was using the scripture for controlling the masses.
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
So it's the same book, but it depends on the person and what their intentions are. And so because he knew that he could use that book to have control over people, because the truth of the matter is, and I learned this just by reading slave narratives. So reading slave narratives of women who were saying things like if they had the opportunity, they would go back to the plantation because they ain't have to worry about nothing. I've read history about Black people who were free Black people who sold themselves into slavery because they couldn't handle freedom. I've seen it. So when people sit here and try to like, well, it's the white man's like, yo, there was Black people who sold themselves into slavery because they didn't want the responsibility of freedom. Like, and so we be out here thinking that, yo, Black people want to be free. But when you look at their behavior, does their behavior suggest that they truly want freedom? A lot of them,
Hell
Well,
no.
it doesn't.
do you know where the true concept of slavery first starts before it even gets from a person to a person? It's you being blind to your own issues, blind to your own wickedness, your own ignorance. Like a lot of people don't want to be accountable for themselves for the things that they haven't even discerned how they're making the choices in their life and to what purpose do they derive understanding for their choices. Like, are you even aware of your greed? Are you even aware of your lust? Are you even aware of your laziness? Are you even aware of your lack of initiative? Are you even aware of your lack of personal responsibility and
Yes,
self accountability for what life has taught you, for what you
yes.
learned in trial and error? Are you paying attention to
Hold,
objective
I'm
reality?
hold on, but hold. I'm telling you, I'm saying yes because I think we've all heard. I've heard black people say, "Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but hey, that's just who I am." They admit it
Wow,
to
that's
you.
scary. I don't even talk to nobody when they
Say
say
that
that. I'm
stuff
done.
before.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm like,
he's
all
not
right.
lying. I had plenty of dudes say that too.
I'm
Yeah,
done, man.
like
Yeah,
I'm
I
I'm
mean,
like,
like,
the thing is like a lot of times because we're see being in the know. It could be kind of heartbreaking for us because you're like, damn, these mothers just don't see it. But for us, it's because we're trying to impose what we think they should be thinking, and then we're disappointed. And it's like, no, sometimes people know who. A lot of times people know who they are. They will tell you. A lot of times we don't want to accept it because one of the worst things that we do is that we assume that people want what we want. That's one of the worst mistakes we make because we waste a lot of time doing that because trying to get this person to wake up, trying to get this person. I got this book called the trick that the money is having some by last
that's
name is
true.
Wild. And
Yeah.
he's and one of the most important thing because it's not just a book about money, it's a book about just the human condition, the human mindset. And
Hmm.
he said in that book, and I learned this in my own travels, people when you try to wake people up and they don't want to be awakened, they will resent you for waking them up because for them their ignorance was bliss for them and now you have destroyed their bliss.
Yeah.
huh?
Now they're
But
pissed off at you.
and when you have money, they see that they want to know how you got it. So now they're interested in your life. And it's the same thing like when I tell people how I avoided a lot of pitfalls that these guys endlessly complaining about women. I've avoided them, and it's not because I don't have a high sex drive or I can enjoy the beauty of women. It's just that I have a certain self control and accountability and discipline about life and about myself and about my own mind and about being honest where what I'm being led by. And when you say stuff like discipline and self control to most people, like you said, cognitive dissonance kicks in because they don't want a life where they have to be accountable. So I just leave. I just let them wallow. And then when they see me and they on they're just still complaining about what some women did to them, or they want to all get into a powwow and just rage, like you say, endlessly for years about women. And I'm like, it's like, and then they be like, and then they sit there and act like I'm some aberration. Like, bro, you could do this, and I know you could, but you don't want to. Just admit that you. Well, they're not going to admit anything because these people are done.
Well,
But
wait
the
a
truth,
minute. Let's go back to the theme of this shit, right?
uh,
Right? Lack of interest, lack of concern, and when
Mm-hmm.
we're applying it to oneself, right?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you don't have any concern, you don't have any interest, you don't have any of that shit for yourself, you'll deal with whoever the fuck, and you'll let them treat you however the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's true.
That's just the reality.
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
I'm much better because I don't even like talk to people who just everybody. I think everybody you have to learn what you have to learn first. You don't even know who people are and what they believe and how they think until you test them. And that usually is an open forum discussion where you learn how people think. And once I realize that these people are stuck in their perpetual prison mindset, I'm done. Like I drop, you can warn people about what the truth. You tell them how you've overcame, and you can tell them things that have actually worked for you that they can see. Like, okay, look, man, like this is not hard. It's possible because I'm doing it.
Eh,
And you would think that just the fact that you are here doing it, that you've made it, and you can share that information, just like success. Somebody came on and they already have they're showing you that what they're telling you to do, they've already done it. They have the track record. They have the results. It shouldn't be a debate because they are more qualified to tell you because they have achieved that. But it's like when you walk into a place where people glorify drama and dysfunction, and you tell them, "Hey, I have peace, and this is how I did it." A lot of times they like you said, Ryo, you're absolutely right, man. Go away. You messed with my illusion. You destroyed my bubble of ignorance, man.
Right.
Let me walk off the cliff,
Right.
man, with a smile on my face. Just let me do it.
Right. I
With a
was
smile on my
reading a book.
face.
I was reading a book on emotional intelligence, and it talked about one of the aspects it was talking about was people fearing failure, and how the fear of failure is not necessarily a negative thing, because your fear of failure could be so strong that it forces you to concentrate so hard because you're trying to avoid the failure, and you
never
actually
fail.
you end up succeeding because you focus
Right.
so hard. But then there's another aspect in which you fear success. Now that's the more dangerous place to
That's
be,
the
because
dangerous one.
when you fear success, then what you're saying is this now you're talking about a self-esteem issue, and now
Mediocre
you're talking
mindset,
about
yeah.
the notion that you're not even worthy of the success, you're not worthy of the goodness. And so when you have that kind of mindset, that's something that has been imposed on you from people outside of you, and you have to come up out of that shell. But but the problem is because we black people are the people that came up with the term hating. Man, why you hating? Why you hating? We came up with this
Hater.
term for a reason, because that's what a lot of us who want better for ourselves, that's what we're more likely to experience with other black people, is some nigga hating on you, because now that particular person is seeing you go for something that's great, and now it's shining the light on them and what they're not doing. They take it as a personal attack, you pursuing your own individual greatness in front of them. And so now they can't, because now if you achieve it, they can't blame the white man at that point. It's kind of
Well,
hard to blame the white man at that
it's
point, because
kind
it's
of
like,
like how
okay,
Ray Alexander. It's kind of how like Ray Alexander kept shitting on Mike. It's like, well, Mike went to Africa. He was
right.
at the conferences. See, so it's like the shit you talking. It kind of sheds his move sheds light on the shit you talking
Yep.
because he
And
can
what
validate
you're
it.
not doing.
Thank you.
Well, a lot of
and and
people
and it sheds a light on the apathy, the app.
Yeah.
Like you're saying this because deep down you know you just too lazy to try to do it. You just not
Thank
gonna
you.
do it.
Yeah. Let's
Exactly.
That's
call
really
it.
what
Let's
it
call
is.
it what it is.
Call it what it
Yep.
is.
and they won't be honest about that, because honestly, failure, the extreme of failure is death. And this is why I tell people, like, you look at black dysfunction in like poverty, ghettos, violence, it always ends in death. That's the end product of failure. It's not just a complacent, eternal, like area of like mediocrity. It ultimately leads to failure, whether you die of violence or lack of knowledge or something. Sooner or later, being a fool sees you out, and it takes you out.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what. And then because black people want to complain about death, but we don't talk about what's the number one cause of it, and that's failure and stupidity. Ignorance means
Exactly.
you don't know. Stupidity means you know and you don't care. Because there's a lack, and a lot, like you say, lack of apathy. They don't care. Like it's not
Right.
even about statistics no more when you're dealing with a lot of people. You can prove a lot of things. You can tell them a lot of things. It's not even about that, because you tell them that and they just glaze over and be like, so, like, I want to do it. And like, okay, well, after that, don't and then I leave you alone, and you are left you. And what happens is, I'm noticing now, specifically on the internet, is that when you leave these people alone with each other, they cannibalize each other once you remove yourself.
Yeah. At
Right.
a
It is.
certain point, they'll
Yeah.
start getting at each other,
It is.
man.
Yep. 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 That's exactly what happens. That's
Yeah. They
exactly
All
what
right,
start
guys.
happens.
beefing.
Checking myself out. Have a good night.
Hey,
All
Shango.
right,
Hey,
peace,
man.
bro.
Hey, appreciate you for coming on up, bro.
Yeah, man.
No problem, man.
All right. You have a good
Peace
evening,
out.
bro. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro.
Yeah. They start cannibalizing on each other.
Right.
Start
And we
beefing and
we've
shit.
seen that in the space. Yeah, we've seen that in the space
Oh my
many
God,
times.
dude.
And so what you have to do is, like you said, we have to start removing ourselves, because we're as long as you bring intelligence to a foolish situation, you're almost giving them a justification to thinking that they're right because you're there. Remove yourself and let the foolishness be all they see. And then it's like you have to let them be to their own devices. Let them destroy each other. And then eventually people who get tired of that will come and see people who are not destroying each other, and it'll prove itself. I always say that life is a self-correcting thing. All you gotta do is get out the way.
Yeah. Oh, and you do the common sense thing, right? You do the common sense thing. You have to let everything else sort of. It's like fucking atoms like revolving around the nucleus, or the photons and electrons, protons, electrons revolving around the nucleus of an atom, right? It's like it's a chaotic state, but based on the atomic configuration, right? There is a method to that madness, and it sorts itself out.
Yeah.
Right.
I just let people go to their own devices after a while, and the people that see people die and get destroyed and they want out, they'll make the moves, and the people who don't, well, they won't be around to complain after a while. And that's what's happening, because slowly I'm noticing that as much as the dysfunction is in the internet, it's losing steam. These people don't have nothing to talk about. Like, even among the endless redundancy, they're boring themselves now.
Right, exactly. I mean,
you can only
talk about. Yeah, you can only talk about Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B for so many times. I mean that's just like I said before, man. Like there are people like I said before, like even some of the women, like, who the environment. If we have to adjust and adapt to the environment, and we're men, then damn well women gonna have to adapt and adjust to the environment too, and it's in the worst way for them.
Yep.
And so I can appreciate women coming to their senses and saying, damn, you know what, those men that I said I didn't need, shit, I was wrong on that one. I actually do need one of those. That's sensibility. If it took her to get busted upside the head out here, metaphorically speaking, in terms of the environment changing for her to wake up, hey, at least she woke up.
And you know what's crazy? On that same note, that's why we don't have to talk and make women the topic, because they will automatically fall in line once we get ourselves together.
Well,
we don't have to make them the topic. We need to make what we're doing the topic.
That's the thing, Hulk. That's why this channel's a case study. Okay, it's going on 4 years, right? See, that's why this is practice, not theory. So it has to be practiced and not talked about, right? It has to be test cased, and we have to look at where we had deficiencies and inefficiencies and improve on those, right?
Yeah.
Come up with new processes, right? Learn from failure. We were just talking about, right?
And but hold on, complex. The thing is that, and I'm glad you made that statement about the failure, because this is one of the most fundamental problems with Black people too, is the fact that Black people collectively think that we always got to learn from somebody that's failed. Like, failure has its purpose. Sometimes you need to go through your own individual failure to wake you up sometimes, to orient your mind in a certain way, to get you to think more clearly, to reassess yourself, to recalibrate, and then move forward from there. But everything that we learn in life should not have to come from some failure proposition.
But that doesn't make sense, because how can someone teach? How can someone teach something they haven't even achieved?
What I'm saying is, you can learn from other people's failure. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can learn
but
from
I'm just
other
saying to qualify yourself as like almost to the point where you're at a moral high horse about it, and you haven't even achieved. Like for example, there are many people who are dating. I hate using this word, dating coaches or whatever you want to call them, because not everybody it calls them. Not everybody it calls themselves a dating coach is a dating coach, but some people that's just a general term of people who just trying to, I guess, make women their topic, gossip or whatever, to convince people to be, people who want women and trying to convince people to get women or women to get men, relationship experts or whatever. These people have had 2 or 3 failed divorces. Currently, they ain't got nobody, and yet people are looking to these people as if they and they not, and see, the reason is they're not telling people the fundamental issues that come with people's like own minds, their mindset being dysfunctional, you not being in control of your lust, or aware of your own inadequacies, your own failures in life, because you have to be honest with yourself. Like, I think being honest with yourself is the hardest thing for people to do. You cannot be honest with yourself. Like, when you fail, failure is only failure if you don't understand why you fail. Because if you
Failure
understand why
is,
you fail, you're already making changes to not fail again.
dude. Listen, man. Failure. If you're going to take the pragmatic approach to it, failure is data acquisition, right?
Right,
So
right,
like
right.
when I race karts and stuff like that, right? We're gonna test new parts on it. You know what we want to do? We want the part to break.
Yeah, so you can learn the thresholds.
We need to know where its weaknesses are, how to
Weaknesses are,
improve
yep.
it, right? That's why you go out when you race, you go out, you do testing. You go out and you beat the shit out of it, and you literally find the stress points. Or you come back
Yep.
and you look at it and you're like, God damn, it doesn't happen to this thing.
Yeah.
This thing's bulletproof.
Mhm.
Right? Now maybe what we could do is take this basic design and maybe we could shave off some more metal and lighten it up.
Right.
Right? Now that we
Mhm.
know its strength, maybe what we could do is lighten it, right? Use the same design profile, shave off some grams, right? Like it's almost to the
Mhm.
point where you create your own sort of test and tune methods, right? You come up with your own processes of decision making, right? To streamline the process, your how you go about analyzing something over time. Your decisions become sharper and firmer and more
Right.
direct, right? You take a couple of losses, dude. You start to get a fucking clue.
Yeah, so that's what
Right.
I'm saying. It's so we're not getting bad at people who actually, fail in a pragmatic sense. It's just that you refuse to learn from your failure. You refuse to, like, test your situation, because that's the logical mind of a man, is that we test things. We don't just blindly or emotionally do them. There should be a reason based on, testing, trial and error,
Yeah.
experience at some degree. You're kind of computing all of your experiences and interactions to make a logical conclusion. That's how it's designed to be. Now, once you
Right.
allow emotion, which is really a rejection of reality, of what objectivity, you're rejecting all of that. And you're just going by a feeling that with no supporting evidence, and then you have a problem.
We're talking about the scientific method.
Exactly.
Scientific
Pretty
method.
much.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Okay, we're talking about the scientific method, and you can apply that. Like I said, you use a form of that in decision making, right? And what are the variables that we're using? Well, we're looking at our data analysis, our inputs. Like, okay, is it shipping prices and any other concerns that are largely going to determine what decisions you're going to make, what my quantity is going to be. Maybe what I should do is try to get another customer or two to stack onto this order. That way I can offload or offset some of the shipping costs. I can spread it. That way I have higher margins.
Right.
How the fuck do you know this stuff unless you actually throw yourself into the fire?
And you know what's
Exactly.
crazy? I play piano by ear, and a lot of people, they're like, "How do you play piano by ear?" They don't realize that the best way, and you can learn this by children, to actually hear music is to hit the wrong note. Because once you recognize you hit the wrong note, you start to move in the direction of the right one. But the problem is when you're tone deaf, you don't even recognize you hit the wrong note. So the fact that you can hear the wrong note means that you have the ability to find the right one. And a lot of people, if you relate this,
complex.
What's up?
Brownsburg wants to link.
Yeah, I just dropped it. I'm gonna let him up, and then I'm gonna go run a quick errand. But I'll be listening in.
Hey, I'm about to head off real quick, man. But I'm about to catch the next one because I got to get back to. I just had to jump up, man. I've been trying to get on my stream, but I need to come back in these conversations.
You streaming right now?
Yeah, I be doing lives, man. I do lives.
No, I'm saying like literally right now.
No. I'm about to go to bed.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because you know what? I'm actually at about 2.5 hours. It's 10:30. I think. Well, I'm gonna let Bronze up and let him chop for a couple minutes, man. Let him say his piece.
I was hoping Doc Phoenix came up too, man.
Yeah, I think, man, everybody just kind of like chilling out, dude.
Chilling.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kick it with my shorty. You know, we got an hour and a half before the New Year, so we're gonna pop some popcorn. We're gonna do that. But let me let Bronze up real quick.
Hey, look, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and bow out.
Before you bounce, bro, I wanted to give you a shout out, Spiritual Logic, man. I
appreciate that, brother.
I know you roll with homeboy Days of Noah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you two. You guys are good. Y'all should do something as a duo. Y'all got some good vids. But I was seeing your joint. You was talking about the Karina. I don't want to say the actual name, but yeah, bro. Thanks for passing that knowledge, bro. Cause I'm getting aggravated too. My city's bugging out. So yeah, bro. Believe you me, son. They're doing a lot.
Yeah, it's out there, man. It's out there. But hey, look, man. Thanks for having me up, and salute to everybody, Ryo, Bronzeburg, and of course you, Complex. Thanks for opening this up, letting some critical thinking brothers come up here and put some counteraction.
Man, anytime, bro. Come through.
All right, man.
All right.
Peace out, y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro.
New Year. Peace out.
Peace.
What's good with it, Bronze?
Yeah, I think I came late.
Yeah,
don't
man,
celebrate Happy New Year.
About 2.5 hours in, man. My shorty keeps coming in and out like, Daddy.
Oh yeah, no problem, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be that long.
You good? What's up?
Well, even though I don't celebrate, I'll still say Happy New Year, of course.
Happy it's actually the conjunction. It's with the star Sirius, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead.
Yeah,
it's called the Sothic alignment or Sothic conjunction. That's actually what this day is, but whatever.
Yeah, the real days is probably around March. But yeah, bro. I mean, I don't even know. I'm gonna let you do your thing, bro. I just jumped on to show love. I should probably be doing a stream probably twice today. So yeah, and then I'll probably send you something on text because I'll probably have another one. But yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. No, that's what's up, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Sorry you caught it a little late, man. But I wanted to do it. I wanted to get this one in because Rod and I was on the phone. We was building earlier today, and I wanted to sign off 2021 with a note, right? Because tomorrow we're doing the 2022 tech outlook, where we're basically going to collab. It's going to be our Saturday tech talk. We're going to deep dive, and we really just going to give our outlook on what 2022 is going to look like. We got a stack of articles.
What time are you doing it?
It's going to be 1 o'clock your time tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, my time.
Oh, okay.
So I should be up and have my coffee and shit by then.
Yeah, cool.
I'll let you do your thing. I'll drop down though.
All right, Bronze. Hey, man, just holler at me, dude.
Yeah, got you. Peace.
All right. Yeah, so, that's the main thing. We just wanted to kind of end 2021 on this note, based on just kind of what we saw, closing the year out. It's just like, man, this can't be the move going into the new one.
Yeah, I wanted to say something too.
Go ahead, bro. You got it, man.
To the myriad of black men in the space of listening, for future people who come back and watch this video. There's a book that I just think is one of the most important books that black men should read. It's one of it's a real jolt of reality that black men need to it's one of the most important books that black men need to have in their library. It's called Why Should White Men Have All the Fun by Reginald Lewis. Rest in peace to him. He was a titan in financing, and he was taken too soon. We only got 50 years of him, but what he did in those 50 years was magnificent. He wrote this book and titled this book, I believe, on purpose because it was a challenge to black men. It's
Just posted a link to it from
almost like,
Barnes and Noble too.
right. It's almost like it's a manifesto specifically to black men. It's not for anybody else. It's for us. And it was a call to arms, basically, a call to financial and business arms to tell black men to get in the game and stop allowing white men just to win because by default, because you won't get in the game and compete. And to see where he was in his mentality, because he didn't get a chance to put it out himself because he died before he could put it out, but his wife put it out for him.
Right.
Which shows how much respect she had for him to fulfill his wishes to put the book out. And it's interesting because his daughter, like I had talked to her, a couple times on Twitter a few years back, and I just told her how much respect I had for her father, and how much I appreciated what he did. And she is actually a part of a consortium of people, I think, with Kenneth Chenault and Robert F. Smith, and they have an actual nonprofit that deals with trying to get black boys and Hispanic boys in tech.
Okay.
And she's continuing his legacy, trying to help black boys who ultimately are going to be, become men who are going to be able to compete. Y'all have to change your mindset. This is where a lot of these books really can help you to change your mindset and how you think, and stop being so apathetic and so nihilistic and so end of the world. Because it's very clear, like, if America was such a bad place, why are there so many foreigners trying to kill themselves to get in the country? Like, I mean, wake up. Look at what's going on. Like, stop listening to politicians who've been in office for 30 years getting rich off of your ignorance. Get out here, compete. The information is out here for you to compete. We need, especially you younger brothers, like, we're trying to give y'all the information, but there's going to come a point in time where it's going to be y'all time to take over. But y'all got to be prepared to take over. Right now is the time for you to get prepared. Get out here, get into these trades, all these different states that have programs that the state will pay for your trade that you ain't got to go into debt for. Take advantage of these programs. You got men like Dr. Phoenix that come up here. His background is military. He was been a nurse, and now he's in medical school. This man is a wealth. He is a treasure, man, because he has a wealth of knowledge that can help you get into this arena in terms of healthcare. Show you what type of programs you can take advantage of. What's the best angle if you wanted to go into the military and have the school, have military pay for these things. You have a whole bunch of resources in terms of knowledge and men in these spaces, and you cannot allow these people who are failures in their own lives, who don't want to see you do better in your life. They want to see you be just like them and fail and fail and fail. Not because you don't have any opportunities, but because you just won't take advantage of the opportunities. Because trust me, if America was a broke and poor country, nobody will be trying to immigrate over here. Like, nobody be trying to come over here.
I mean, I always try to, move to poor and destitute places all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got you all twisted up emotionally in the media, and while you're so distracted, people coming behind you and taking what you
taking your
for.
Shit, literally your neighborhoods.
You know what I'm saying? Your people fought for this, and for you to just let somebody come in and just take it. I was watching Alonzo's Wealth and Brunch stream that he had on his channel, and the brother on there had an article that was about the net worth of black people in Boston. It said that the net worth of black people in Boston is $8.
$8.
$8 compared to whites, it's $247,000.
Man, what? $8 to 247,000.
Yes. I mean, it
that's like I don't even.
Bruh, I was just sitting there, just like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. And so we need y'all to get. We need y'all to get in banking. We need y'all to get in tech. We need to get y'all in trucking. I mean, everything. Like, man, take advantage. Like, because we're one of the only countries, man, where the government will invest in you getting educated, whether it's college or whether it's whether it's trades. Like, take advantage of these opportunities. You got a military that will pay for you to go to school, and your children can take advantage of your GI bills and stuff like that when they get older as well. Y'all are too distracted by things that just
I was just
keep
about
you
to go there.
emotional.
I was just like, man, y'all like, I'm sorry, dude. I had to call this one out today, man. Apathy, bro. I'm sorry, dude. It's too convenient to point at women, dude.
Yep.
I'm sorry, dude. It just is.
As the great Mike V said earlier today, man, ain't no women out here stopping you, man, from getting money.
No,
they're not stopping you from getting money. You stopping yourself from getting.
You stopping yourself, but they ain't stopping you.
They ain't stopping you. They're not stopping you. And so, you need to have a plan. You need to have the vision. You need to have the plan to execute that vision. Trust me, if you have a vision and you have a plan to execute that vision, the right woman for you will see that. You don't need millions of women to see your vision. You get that. You can get. I mean, if you want to have multiple wives, that's cool too. But if you just looking for that one woman, if you know how to articulate what your vision is and what your plan is to get there,
your first mistake is you're looking.
you ain't got to worry about that, man. Like
your first mistake is you're looking. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Your first you're looking.
Right. Just be on your purpose. I mean, the things that y'all have available to y'all right now, man, when we was 19 and 20, man, if we had these faces at 19 and 20, man,
listen, man, no, you know what, dude? I gotta be real with you, bro. I gotta be real with you, dude. I preferred how we came up.
No, I'm appreciative too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I kind of prefer how we came up, dude. We came up right with the tail how we needed to. I didn't want, dude. I can imagine, dude, being young and be inundated with all this fucking apps and shit. It's different, if I grew into this, I was like utilizing it. I've been working in this stuff. I understand it a little bit more, right? See, so I pick and choose how I use Instagram. You know what I'm saying? How I use Facebook. Right. You know what I mean? Whereas, man, a lot of like younger people, man, they just kind of got just swallowed into this shit. So I kind of because I remember, man, like fucking having to sit at a chair by the phone because there was a cord attached to it and the motherfucker was mounted to the wall.
Yeah.
Nigga, I couldn't just grab the phone, get in the whip, and still be talking to you. Right. So I think we got far more appreciation, man. I think that's why we talk the way we talk about this shit, because we're like, dude, you can't be taking shit for granted.
Nah. Sometimes you can have so much you don't really appreciate it.
That's what I mean, dude. It's just like, damn, you don't know what you got. You don't know what you have, dude.
Yeah, man.
You got all this. You got all these. You got these apps and all the stuff that enables you to do stuff, but you just kind of pick and choose a couple of them, and then the couple that you pick to mess with, they don't do nothing for you. You don't do anything with them, right? You don't do anything with them.
Well, the key for them in this generation is it's not the information that's the problem. Is do you know how to filter your information? That's the key.
Yeah.
Do you have to learn? You have to really learn how to filter the information, take in the information that you can use that can help you grow and self-actualize your best self, and the other stuff you got to keep that out, because basically when you're on social media, basically what you social media is like being in one big brain. You know how like on X-Men, how Professor X has that Cerebrus where he can just tap into humanity and be in their brain. That shit drove him crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it just drove him crazy. Like, and that's what the internet is, because because people will just let everything out inside of them in their brain into the digital space. And you have to be very careful in how you listen to certain types of people, because what you're doing, it's like basically you're like living inside of their brain. And if you keep consuming what's in their brain and it's crazy,
it'll be in your brain.
Crazy.
Yeah, you'll be their crazy. They're crazy is now you're crazy.
Right.
Damn it, Dr. Phoenix. We was just about to cut this short, man. My daughter keeps coming in and out, man. Like, look, nigga.
No, no, I heard you earlier.
Yeah.
That's quite all right. Now I just wanted to add a couple things.
Yeah, you got it, bro. What's going on with you, man? Happy New Year.
Complex, do your hack again.
What you say?
I said do your hack again because the echo.
Oh, is it echoing? Okay, hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
Yeah, I think we're good now.
There we go. All right.
Yeah. No. I just want to come and add a few comments before you guys close it down for the night. So, Happy New Year to you, gentlemen. I hope.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year, brother.
Well. Yeah, absolutely.
Happy New Year, bro.
No, absolutely. Happy New Year to you too. I just. Just really quickly, because you guys were hitting on some points. I kind of been listening in and out, so I'm kind of here with my lady, and so just had a few moments, before you guys close out. But anyhow, few things. One, I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Rael, because you pretty much summed up why I went to medical school, why I applied. I didn't do it for the community. I did it for me. And if anyone has heard me over about 18, 24 months or so I've been in this space, and again, I started out with, the brother Mike V. Mike V was the first brother to let me on, and I was in a chat one day and he was talking, I think he had a conversation. It was one of the streams you guys were doing. Well, I think he was doing it. He had some articles that was talking about businesses and getting small business loans. And I was talking about stuff that veterans can do to get, SBA loans. And there's a special division within the SBA for veterans. And he had, and I had put a couple comments and, a couple resources in the chat. He invited me up. And since then, I just kind of been coming on every now and then, doing commentary and doing more, just kind of doing more of a consulting type of role with the Black Brain Trust. But, again, special shout out to, to Mike V and to you, Complex, and to Rael, because, as long as I've been in the space, I've been consistent. I've never talked about women. That's first of all, that's completely against my philosophy. If anyone's ever heard me on any panel, even if I'm talking health related stuff, if I mention women, it is certainly through the lens of healthcare. That's it. I do not talk about relationships, because I'm just gonna be really frank. I don't have those problems. I don't worry about that. I think you said it best, Complex. If you're not looking for it, it will find you.
Yes.
And that's always been the way I functioned in my life, and that's the way I've always lived my life. I let what I do, I let my accomplishments, I let the things that I do, it speaks for itself. So the women that have been in my life, they came into my life because they saw what Dr. Phoenix does. They saw who I am, and they were attracted to that. I've never believed in none of that stuff. So, but I will say for this part is that my message has always been for Black men to think about yourself and do what you want to do. Stop thinking about doing everything for the community, for people that really don't appreciate Black men as a whole, and certainly don't appreciate any of the sacrifices. Again, I think modern day Black society as it stands has not truly appreciated the sacrifices Black men have made. We've seen repeated efforts over certainly in the time that I've been in this side of YouTube, where there's been a complete revisionist history about the contributions Black men have made, specifically educated Black men, professional Black men, the contributions they have made to Black society, the sacrifices they have made. And I have personally talked to a number of Black men offline, and some of the silliness that I have to kind of debug from a lot of these younger dudes that I talk to. Because they go on panels, they listen to certain folks, and they hear stuff that's completely untrue. You know, I'll put this out here. You know, for the last few months, I've been in Atlanta, and I can tell you right here in Atlanta, this is the first time I've been to Atlanta in a number of years, and I can tell you in the short time I've been here in Atlanta, you know, I had a gentleman I talked to early in 2021 who literally told me that you can live well in Atlanta for $900, and I had to tell this guy, you better stop listening to these fools on panels.
Jesus Christ.
These Negroes are lying to you.
Oh my God!
Because these Negroes got you come here to Atlanta, $900, go get your ass over in College Park somewhere in South Atlanta.
East Point.
Yeah, you go. If you want to live anywhere in North Atlanta, any place in North Atlanta, Northeast Atlanta, so that Buckhead area, Midtown, you're looking at minimum $2,000 just for an apartment.
Yes,
minimum.
$2,000.
If you're taking, I mean, this is the place where you got multi-million-dollar townhomes here, and I think a lot of folks not really understanding what the new normal is here, and certainly what the new normal has been. And over the past 2 years, we've been in this pandemic. This is new normal. The new normal is you're leasing a 4 or 5 year old car that's costing you $800-900 a month. If you want a brand new car, you're about to pay $1,200 a month, depending on what market you go. So, and you couple that with just increasing rent,
gas prices, energy costs, inflation.
Yeah. So again, you know, to what you two brothers were talking about earlier, this is the long game Black men have failed to see, and certainly the things that I've tried to highlight in my in the time that I've been in this space, and certainly again, I don't want to say in this space because I'm just gonna be honest here. I'm not manosphere. I'm not none of that. I've never claimed it. It's never been me. I've been a contributor to the Black Brain Trust, and I'm happy where at. I ain't came through some whatever you call these folks. I don't come through them. I've never been interested in that. I am a man who has made my own way in my life, and I've done the things that have satisfied me and have made me happy, and I've done it because I wanted to do it, because this is what I wanted to do. And it was about proving to myself that I can do this, and that's pretty much been the message that I've tried to at least get across to the brothers in this space. Is like, you do things for you, not for anyone else. If you're gonna be successful, I don't care what career field, industry, or whatever you pick, you do these things for yourself. You pursue success for yourself. The goal should always be to prove to yourself, I can do this. If I know this is what everyone else is doing, I can do this. And I'll give you a prime example. In the short time I've been here in Atlanta, I can tell you right now, you know, last time I was here about, I was here about 5 years ago, but then before that, I was probably there maybe about 7 or 8 years prior to that. And if you would have came to Atlanta about 15 years ago, man, you would not have found a Hispanic that was legal. Here in Atlanta, I go to a damn car wash. I got Hispanics giving me a goddamn car wax. Okay, there's not a place I go to, not a business I go to where they just completely took over the damn construction scene here. You go into these schools, there's I mean the medical schools, these professional schools, whatever. You basically have DACA kids that get free entrance into these schools. And I can't necessarily be mad because Black men have squandered a lot of these resources that were originally meant for you.
Exactly.
And which is why I put up the comment a few minutes ago about you only have about 40-some% of veterans who actually use the GI Bill.
That's crazy.
Yeah, most veterans do not use the GI Bill. And up until about 10 years ago, when they created when the post 9/11 GI Bill was put in place, when Obama was in office, there used to be a time limit on the time that you had to use the GI Bill. So you had about 10 years from the time you left the military to use it. If you didn't use it in 10 years, you just completely lost it.
But,
but then they changed it to where there was no time limit. They removed the time limit. And now in the last couple of years, they signed something called a Forever GI Bill, which is basically they even give you an additional year of GI Bill benefits on top of the original 36 months that they give. So again, also too, now you can pass it on to your children. I don't see no brothers doing that. Well, truth be told, brothers got too many damn kids.
Dr. Phoenix, my fiance is using her mom's and dad's GI Bill for school,
and that's smart.
Yep, using that, and she's getting I think a monthly stipend off of that too.
Yeah, if you have the GI Bill, you get a monthly stipend. Stipend is based on your zip code. So again, if you live in a higher income zip code, they give you more money. So I mean, on top of that, many states have their own form of the GI Bill that you can also collect. So you get to kind of double or triple dip in some cases. So again, there's all these things. I've talked
Phoenix,
about these. Yes, sir.
Dr. Phoenix, who did you say again? That last part you said.
No, I said there's a number of states that have their own state-based GI Bill. So if you have residency in a particular state, like for example, Wisconsin, because I did my undergrad in Wisconsin, so
okay.
Wisconsin has a state GI Bill. So if you're a resident there, meaning that you've been there, you lived in Wisconsin for 5 consecutive years, or you enlisted or you joined the military from Wisconsin as a Wisconsin native, you automatically get it as long as you go to a state school. So that pays for you. That gives you full 100% tuition. Plus it will pay for your books and such. I don't think it gives you a stipend, but it does pay for 100% everything. The rest of the stuff is kind of you can find a way around. Yes, sir.
I got a friend who actually moved to Connecticut, and he used a vocational rehab program in the military that paid for him to go to school, because I think Connecticut is a state that pays full tuition for public program for their veterans. So he actually used a program like a vocational rehab program that paid for his master's program in digital media from the University of Connecticut.
Well, I would tell you this right now. That's how I've been able to do medical school. I did a voc rehab program. People don't understand. voc rehab will pay for a considerable amount of that. So yeah, it's the reason why I've been able to do the things I've been able to do and not incur a lot of the traditional debt and expenses that a lot of folks tend to incur. And so again, I think for Complex Estate in California, I think I'm pretty sure they have something quite similar there too. In fact, in Complex State in California, I can tell you right now, if you're a Latino, you got it great. You got it great. There's not a school there you can go to for free if you're a Latino.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
I mean, it's free, but I'm just saying, like, part of the problem that I have, and certainly the problem that I've had in the space, and which is why you really don't see me on panels, or at least certain. And when I do come on panels, I come on certain panels. There's kind of been I'm just gonna be really frank here. There's been a lot of misinformation. A lot of dudes come on panels lying to guys about stuff, telling guys a lot of stuff that just simply ain't true. Again, I get it. A lot of brothers don't want to go to school like that. I'm not here to tell you one way or the other. I am here to tell you that I don't really want to hear no BS about, the medical system is a scam and it's fraud and all this other stuff. This was a conversation I was just having with TPOT the other night. I don't want to hear this stuff. I really don't want to hear this. If brothers are okay telling other black men don't go into these professions because of XYZ, but then you get mad, then the same group of men turn around and get upset because other group of people get it, or even worse, when black women get it, Negroes get pissed off.
That's just that, dude. That's what we're saying, man. It's this apathetic state that just kind of keeps you in this perpetual loop of not doing nothing and then blaming everybody. But look, y'all, I have to.
Yeah, I
My
know,
daughter's like
I know.
side
I'm
eyeing the
trying.
shit
I
out of
know
me.
it's kind of
Like,
late. I
Go
was,
do your
it's
thing,
kind of
bro.
late. I just want to come in and add a few comments.
okay,
Again, thank you for having me. I want to wish you gentlemen a very happy New Year. I hope you guys stay safe. Everything is good with you guys. Also, happy New Year to everyone in the chat. So, again, one of these days when it's when I have a bit more free time, I'll try to catch you on one of the
oh
later
man, listen,
late night
dude,
chats.
it's about to be a busy 2022, man. Ryle can tell you that just from the phone convo earlier today, man. Shit was moving, So I just anticipate it being a lot more of that. But I mean, hell, we starting the new year off right tomorrow morning, dude. We're going in on our 2022 tech outlook.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
no.
I'll be
You
there.
guys said something really quickly. You guys said something earlier. I don't think a lot of guys really appreciated some of the things that Mike V did. Again, there are some things I don't agree with Mike V about, but I agree with Mike V on probably about 90-95% of
Yeah,
things.
I'm right there. I'm right
we
there
don't
with
ever
you.
agree on 100%
Yeah,
of things,
but
man.
at the end of
I
the
came
day,
into this space bumping heads with him, just like Ryle did.
yeah. But at the end of the day, Mike V has been solid. He was the brother. He was the very first brother to bring me on a panel because him and I had talked in the chat, and he liked some of the information I was giving out. And he brought me on, and since then I've been a contributor when I can on the Black Brain Trust. And so again, a lot of brothers don't understand that. Yeah, he's always been upfront about his background. I don't really care about that. I'm a man that's been all over the world. That stuff doesn't bother me. So, but I just feel like a lot of folks spend so much time projecting their own insecurities onto certain brothers, certainly certain brothers in this space. And again, as far as I'm concerned, you ain't got to kiss nobody's ass to get what the hell you want in this space. If certain folks ain't recognizing it is what it is. You do what you do because that's what you want to do.
But they tend to project their insecurity. They don't ever project their insecurities on losers. It's always winners. That's the point.
That's sort of that distance that occurs in Black males. We can say this is true of Black society as a whole, but certainly what I've seen in the last 18, 24 months in this space, this seems to be a general a general thought process that occurs among Black males is that there's a lot of the projection of the insecurities or whatever, and guys are getting a lot of. I'm just gonna be real frank. Guys are getting a lot of bad information. The most Black males in this space are getting bad information from failures. Just really frank.
Thank you.
I'll leave it at that. Thanks for having me, Complex. Again, Brother Ryle, really appreciate the comments you made earlier. And you guys,
Yeah, wait, hold on.
See,
Dr. Phoenix, just take a look in the chat. I need y'all to look at the chat. Y'all read that?
Look, man, I ain't got nothing to say about it. It is what it is.
I mean, this is what I'm talking. Like this. This is for posterity. I mean, we're just gonna look at this, dude. Like, I'm just looking at this. Like,
I'm actually screenshot it.
I mean,
I'm gonna screenshot it.
Ed, how old are you? How old are you, bro? Like, come on, dude, grow up, dude, grow up.
Like, again, gentlemen,
just come on, dude. It's 2022, man. Come on, bro. It's 2022, man. Grow up.
Again, Complex, Ryle, guys, thank you, gentlemen, for having me. Wish I had more time to be able to, we can talk about some more of these things. But again, I really appreciate it. And so you gentlemen be safe. Enjoy your Happy New Year and Happy New Year to everyone in the chat.
I got your email. I got your email, Doc Phoenix. So I'm gonna shoot you an email so we can keep in touch, bro.
Yeah, no, not a problem, man. Not a problem. Thank you. Yeah, gentlemen, have a good evening. All right.
All right, you too, man. Peace.
All right, peace.
He's 32. Yeah. Seems like it.
All right, bro, man. Go with your little princess, man. Do your thing, man.
Yeah, we're gonna pop some popcorn, man. We're gonna find a little movie to watch and ring in the New Year's. Look at that. Miss A just pulled up. Hey, Happy New Year to you all the way in the UK. How you doing, Miss A? All right, babe. All right. Hey, yo, I gotta bounce, man. Yeah, that's her right there. I gotta go. All right, y'all. Hey, we gonna get up out of here, man. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope y'all ring it in safe. We'll be back in the morning for our 2022 Tech Outlook, and peace.
See, funky was just